welcome everybody to a strange stream. A strange stream and some strange times. So, to get you up to speed as to what's going on here. I mean, like, Corona's still going on, which is kind of like what's happening everywhere. But we kind of have, they decided that no one here is allowed to go out past, like, 8 p.m. anymore. Or you'll be put in prison. Probably fine. Probably I'll put in prison. I hope that's not going to be that severe. And, like, there's a lot of restrictions. Like, this is the most severe lockdown we've ever seen coming down here on Holland right here. So, yeah, that is something. I really can't wait for this to be over. Another thing which is weird is that I might have my PC right here, but I'm not able to use it. Because, like, I'm running some things which I need to do for some sort of, like, research stuff. I'm running some code right now, and that's taking up, like, all of the processing power on this thing. My computer isn't all that fast. We'll talk more about that tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to have the Framecast, and we're going to be talking about many different things, including the shortages of hardware supplies, and some of the interesting things that manufacturers are doing to, like, bring stock back, which hopefully works or doesn't, given that, like, the cryptocurrency is back. I don't think it's going to be working all that well, because everyone is dying to get their hands on some good computing units. Including me. So, I can't use the computer right now, so that means that we're stuck to the Xbox or the PlayStation. Or we're stuck to just chatting right here. Mika, what's up? How's it going, man? How are you doing? Hope you're doing alright. Actually, I got a cool new emote from like, Mactix, the guy that we, actually, do I have more hard... Does Rio have, like, for some reason, like, I think someone gifted me a sub to Rio. Oh, Rio has a heart one. I have this heart one. And I just have the regular one. I don't have a heart emote on my own. So far, the emote that I'm the most proud of is just, like, the Pog one right there. Boom! Funny thing is how lockdown was voluntary, and now no one wants to do it anymore. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. I think... So, on the one hand, let me see. So, okay. The thing with the lockdown is that there is a part of me which doesn't like the idea of the stricter lockdown and the prolonged lockdowns, because, I mean, if you're being told you can't go outside past 8 p.m. anymore, or we'll put you in prison, or, like, you're just not allowed to. I mean, okay, let's actually cut that back. Let's actually cut that back, okay? Let's actually cut that back. How do I want to start a story? Okay. The thing that I feel when it comes to restricting someone's freedom, you gotta have a really good reason why. And I'm not here to say, like, oh, yeah, American freedom sort of thing. No, it's like, you remember when you were, like, a kid, or maybe you're a kid, or you remember when you were, like, a teenager, or maybe you're a teenager. Whenever someone comes around and says, you're not allowed to do that, and you kind of ask them why, and they're just like, well, it's better if you just don't do that. And you're just like, okay, sure. If you can't really engage with them in conversation, even though their reasoning may be sound, even though the logic may be right, just because of the fact that you were told you're not allowed to do that, and you can't really have a say in it, you can't really, like, engage with it, makes you kind of want to do that. So, as an example, when I was 16 years old, in this country, you were allowed by law to drink alcohol from, like, 16 years and older. And while I was 16, they changed that up to 18 and older. So, I am not interested in drinking at all. I don't think there's any benefit in it for me. There's a lot of things which I like water. Like, give me water, and I'm more than happy to just drink water. So, it didn't really restrict me in anything. It didn't really, like, hold me down. It didn't really matter to me if people were drinking alcohol my age or not. I just didn't like the idea that I was being restricted I was being, like, someone forbade me something to do something, and I didn't have a say in it. And I think that for a lot of people, this lockdown, even though it may not affect them all that much, or, I mean, like, actually, like, let's put it past there. I do think that it is affecting people a lot. Jen, what's up, man? How's it going? But if I look at myself, it's like, am I really being affected by the curfew that we have right now? I think that's the English word for it, the curfew. Am I being affected by it? It's like, no, because, like, most of the time, like, past, like, 7 p.m., I'm just gonna go here, I'm gonna stream for the rest of the night, then I'll go to sleep, and tomorrow morning I'll wake up, and then I'm allowed to go outside again. But it's just this idea, just this thing where it's like, well, right now, you're no longer allowed to go outside, even if you wanted to, and that's so weird. That is weird that you kind of makes you want to do it. Which, I don't know why that is. So, am I using a different microphone? No, I should be using this one. Am I sounding that differently? Am I sounding that strange? Should I move it forward? Let me move it forward. It's like behind a wall? That is so strange. Is it really this one? Why does it sound so strange? It's like firing your parents. Sort of, but it only happens with certain rules. So I think that is where it has come to when it comes to this lockdown. I think a lot of it makes so much sense. I am 100% in favor of people restricting things down, because the fact is we still have 5,000 cases every single day, and I don't know. So because we've been like in lockdown since the 14th of December. Actually, we've been since like the start of this entire thing, almost a year. But since the 14th of December, so we've been really, really strict. You're not allowed to go anywhere. You're not allowed to go to school, to work, or whatever. But still, we have 5,000 cases each and every single day. It's like, how does it happen? If everyone is like me, staying at home, how do you get it? It makes no sense. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, the right way would be to lock down the infected, but they were to do everyone because supposedly worked, but in the end it was BS. Well, the thing is that it would work if you know who is infected, and a lot of times people don't. So, you gotta, the thing at the start was, I think at the start it was like, if you knew someone that was infected, you could get a test, otherwise you couldn't get a test. It's like, okay, well, that's just gonna be ridiculous. You're gonna have a lot of people who are gonna be infected. Like, how are you gonna be able to test it if you're not allowed to test unless you know someone else is infected? And yeah, that was ridiculous. And you also just have a lot of people who are like this is the thing which I find strange, in a sense, is like, if you get sick, like, you're gonna have to decide whether you want to test yourself or not. And I know that there are some people who will be like, you know, I have people on the ends of the spectrum where, like, on the one hand, you have people like they'll just feel a bit tired and they'll be like, oh, I'm sick. Oh, I gotta take a sick day off. And then you have people who like are bleeding. They're bleeding out and just like, no, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. No, I'm good. They're just like, they're vomiting blood and they're just like, oh no, it's but a scratch. It's alright. I've dealt with worse than this. So applying it to people that applying to people like, you gotta decide when you're tested, you gotta decide when you're healthy, you gotta decide when you're sick. It's like, it's not really gonna work. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, that's yeah. Let's see. And there's 10% you will not get any symptoms. So I could have it and never know without testing. Since mom, probably dad have had it already. And Brazil's not on lockdown. We started to normalize. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Retro, what's up? But yeah, anyway, so I don't want to dwindle on this topic for too long, because I mean, lockdown has been like a long way right now. It's just that like today they announced curfews and stuff, and it's just, today's weird, man. Today is really weird. I hope you guys are doing it right. I hope everything is fine. Yeah, it's something. So I was thinking today we might be able to do Destiny. Today we might be able to do whatever I have on my Xbox, basically. I think I said, like, let's do Cyberpunk on Friday, because we did Cyberpunk yesterday. But the thing is but I mean, we could do it as well if people feel like it, because the thing is, like, I can't use my computer now. My computer's off limits because it's busy with things. But yeah, speaking of which, speaking of that, like, I can't really start with it. Halo Reach. Do I have Halo on? Do I have Halo installed? I should I download it? I can download it. Let me go download it. Let's go play some Halo, because why not? That sounds like a cool idea. Let me see if I can get it downloaded in time. So yeah, Steph, hope you're doing right, man. Hope you're doing good. Also, the mic sound better? Do I not sound like I'm all the way at the end of the room? So like one thing which I've been thinking about is like having maybe one of those mics which I can clip on, sort of thing. Because the thing is, this mic is perfectly set up if I talk to you like this, because like the mic is straight in front of me. But if I have it here, it's like, yeah. Here in New Zealand, we went back to normal, and there are still 6 cases in managed isolation. Dude, New Zealand is like heaven right now. Because, I mean, wow. That is like, you look at pictures of there, it just doesn't make sense. How does it look from your side, like looking into the rest of the world? So yeah, one have tested positive after 24 days in isolation. What? That is insane. Define fine. Frustrated, incapable, nonsense, exhausted. Then yes. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Like, a part of me was also feeling like, maybe I just want to have a stream where we just sit and talk about things that, you know, we might not normally talk about. Because the thing is, okay, so let me know what you guys feel, because as I said, like, as we talked about before when we did that stream where I went into that podcast and we did that online therapy sort of thing, you know, I was always under the impression I should not bring any negative emotions or any feelings like that to the stream because you're here to relax, you're here to have fun. So I should not be here and be like, oh, I kind of feel shit today. I should always have a smile. I should always be happy because otherwise I'll just bring the mood down. However, you guys then came around and said, well, you know, you're human as well. And, you know, like, we'd rather, like, have you do well and, like, just talk with you about things that go on because bad things happen in life and it shouldn't be, like, put away. Rather than, like, having, like, what's the thing? What's the name called? Like, forced positivity? So, the thing that I was thinking about right now is, like, I would love to do... No, actually, I don't know. I wouldn't love... I wouldn't mind to do a stream where we're just, like... in just chatting, just sit and talk about some things that frustrate us and be like, well, let's discuss that. Let's get to the bottom of this. Let's see if we can get any wiser or just like air out our frustration a little bit. But I don't know because like it feels like it would be very, very bad sort of thing. It would be kind of like negative and I don't want it to be negative. I want it to be a positive stream. So if it's a really bad idea, let me know it's a really bad idea. If you feel like, no, maybe. Because, you know. So yeah, I feel blessed, dude. I can imagine. I can fucking imagine. I do really want to visit it because my mom has like lived in New Zealand. I've never been there. We do have the old Zealand here in Holland. We have like a province called Zealand. So New Zealand always seemed to like connect. It's like we had Zealand and then they made a new one, but the new one was on the other side of the world. Got a wild idea for the Framecast and find BMP better name pending. Actually, I have seen his name around a couple of times, but I've actually never watched any of his content. So I barely know anything about the guy, but I know that he does Warframe. I know that he does some Warframe, but like I don't know much else other than like his name. Let's learn from our frustration. I think that's very good too. I think that there is he has a Discord. I would assume he has. I like his name though. Better Name Pending is like quite sweet. He didn't search him yet. If you didn't keep it. Well, I got him right here. Let's see. Better Name Pending. What does he do? Let me go and open up this thing right here. Let me go mute the tab. Discord does not exist. He nuked it? Why did he nuke it? Let's see. More with his 3D. Oh, he's doing 3D stuff. Dude, stuff. That's pretty cool. So just like York, but then there's New York. Actually, New York. Dude, New York. I mean, you obviously know this, Jim. You obviously know this, Jim, because like you're very familiar with New York. But New York is actually New Amsterdam. New York's originally New Amsterdam, so that's why it's so good, because it was derived from something supreme. Oh man, I'm kidding. He has a secondary channel. Worst name pending. Let's see, how about Noob Shutek? He was banned from Warframe, but maybe he has some inputs. I haven't spoken to Noob in a long time. Like, let me see. I think I had a couple of interactions with him. But I don't know where he went off to, like, what he's doing right now. So actually, this kind of ties into something which I, do I have him on Discord, or have I never had him? I don't know. I think I had, like, a couple of interactions with him, but not a lot. Fun fact, Brazil has 2 cities called São Caetano. That should be... Are they far apart? Are they, like, super far apart? Because that would be fun if you, like, write a letter to someone. It's just like, or you're gonna go and visit your far lost friend there. Noob is still active in his Discord. Oh, that's pretty sweet. I wonder what he's up to. So yeah, what do I want to say? Let's see, check out Worst Name Pending. Let's see, what does he do here on this channel? I don't think I can like watch any of this without with sound, but I can like watch it without sound, and then we just, you know, figure out what the channel is based on that. Death Stream, Digital Streams Warframe like you and Tencent. That seems alright, I guess. In autumn, when the outcome of the Tencent situation became clear, I made a video about it. Wow, that's a lot of logos in the background. Not exactly informative one, more so an artistic impression of what the community attitude. Not Warframe, that's for sure. Maybe he made a second account. Who knows? So the rumors of Tencent's acquisition, then, it looked something like this. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh dude. And I thought it was a funny over-exaggeration until I uploaded it. In minutes, the video views and comments started blowing up with panic, so I just pulled it back and replaced it with a video asking for player concerns that I would go over meaningfully. Ooh, we're talking about the Tencent overtaken. Oh no, actually, did it only happen in the 21st of December? I thought it was like months back already. That feels like such a long time ago. Why it happened? We need to go over a bit of let's see. One is northeast of the country, the other is southeast of the country. Damn, dude! Oh, that is beautiful for like people with sat-navs, and they'll just have no fucking clue as to where they need to go. Doesn't DE have access to see your email? No? I don't think so. Oh, you mean in the sense of like they can look at your email and then like if you make a new account, but I mean, dude, you just make another email. Or you use a VPN. I mean, I'm not advocating for any of that. I'm not advising anyone to use a VPN or make a new email if you're banned for something, but I mean, like, it's like, for God's sake, man. It's like, come on. Come on. But yeah, actually, like, the thing you guys were talking about with, like, getting Warframe YouTubers, let's say, Cuff, 3 emails I forgot password to and still holding on to 3 or 4 more. Dude, doesn't everyone have, like, a bunch of random emails? Or is that just me? Because when I grew up with the internet, basically the thing was, you made a bunch of shit accounts, you made a bunch of, like, emails that you would just throw out to random things. So, like, whenever I would start a new school project, it would just be, like, schoolproject@gmail.com. It would just be, this and this at gmail.com. And you would also have, like, 5 spam accounts, so whenever you went onto sites and you wanted to, like, see what was there, but you had to sign in for a newsletter in order to get in there, you just do, like, oh, yeah, random spam account at gmail.com. And you didn't have to worry about it, or if you were to sign up for games. So, like, actually, I used my school email for signing up to Warframe, which was quite annoying, because at a certain point, I left the school, and then I didn't have my school email anymore, and then I was like, oh, I'm fucked. I am absolutely fucked. Fun fact, all Xbox and PSN Warframe accounts are registered by fake emails. Oh, I think I've seen some of that. I think I've seen a little bit of that. Where, like, at some point, like I don't know where I saw that. I don't know, like, I can't remember, but I do remember seeing at some point something where it's like, this thing right here, this account was, like, registered with, like, an email, which is, like, a random scrambled email. But yeah, I think they do that for the consoles, because you're signed in with, like, your console account. But yeah, so one thing which I wanted to talk about a little bit, which might also concern, like, the future of the, like my intentions with, like, moving forward sort of thing. Because, I mean, nothing's changing, really. Maybe a lot of it's changing, I really don't know yet. These are thoughts which I haven't, like, broken down yet. I was gonna do that in a video, but, like, I don't know. Might as well do it now, because we're just chatting. Also, I should get to downloading Halo. That might be a good idea. So, let's see if I have it, where I have it. Full library. Let's take a look at the Halo stuff. Halo Infinite is coming out this year. There's, like, a free Halo PvP thing, I think? I saw a little bit when I was going around, so, let me see. Do I have it here, or do I have it somewhere else? I think I have it somewhere else. Let me just go to, here. NordVPN, useful at home and on the go. Prevents from creeps like stalkers, hackers, and scammers from seeing your stuff, but also prevents game companies from compromising your email. Use code Michel for 40% off discount. See, this is something which I love too, is like, I don't need to do sponsorship. Y'all do sponsorships for me in chat. That's just like crazy. Let me see here. Do I have Halo? Let's see. I have the Master Chief Collection, which I could download, and I think Reach is in there, I believe. So Halo Infinite is a soft reboot of Halo. It would be great to see it come back, man. Oh shit, I need to free up space. Let's see. What kind of games do I not use anymore? What kind of games do I not use anymore? There's this one thing. There's this one game called Warframe. Should I delete it? Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. What the fuck did I just come back to? What do you think you come back to? The stream, Richard, the stream! Great Shadow Legends! Oh my god, oh my god. Horrible, 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 horrible. Let's see. I really don't know what I want to uninstall yet. Maybe I'll uninstall this, and I should have some more space up. Uninstall all. Let's see. The Master Chief Collection sucks. It's... Why? That's the one I'm trying to download now. I deleted the game for this. God dang it. Oh, it still needs space. Okay, fuck it. I'm not gonna download it. I'm not gonna download it. We'll do something else. We'll do something else later. We'll do something else later. So yeah, but yeah, Richard, how's things going with you, man? How are you doing? What's I going to talk about? Oh yeah, I was going to talk about something, dude. My track is going crazy. I keep on being distracted. I should probably like pick a topic right now and just kind of stick to it, see if I can tell a story around it, and then like move on to another story sort of thing. So, but you forgot the Grandmaster, the Legend 47. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. My neck hurts, I'm sleep deprived, and my drawing isn't done yet. No, Misha, I sent something in the DM for later. Okay. I mean, actually, like, does the sleep deprivation, like, come with you changing your sleep schedule? The Master Chief Collection used the free version of Halo, which is poorly made. Ah, shit. Well, I mean, that's the one which is on Game Pass right now, so that's the one which I try to grab. So if I can, then I can. But yeah, actually, okay. So let's come back. Like a little while ago, you guys mentioned a couple of Warframe creators which could come on the Framecast. Okay. What's the game plan for? What game is planned for today? Well, I need to figure it out. Sony bought anime studios. Wait, really? Hold on. Sony acquires anime studios. Curious. No, the sleep deprivation come from my mother requesting something from me. She knew I would be asleep for it, so I had to stay awake to help her. Damn. Hold on. What is this? Let's see. This is from Sony's Funimation acquires anime streaming service Crunchyroll for, whoa my god, 1.175 billion? What is this? On Wednesday, Sony Pictures Entertainment announced that AT&T and Warner Media agreed to sell Crunchyroll. Wait, it was this owned by AT&T and Warner? I thought Crunchyroll was kind of like more independently owned. Though there have been rumblings of the acquisition for a few weeks, it wasn't clear how far their deal would go, or if at all. The purchase price for the transition was wow, that is crazy. The Crunchyroll team has done an extraordinary job of not only growing the Crunchyroll brand, but also building a passionate company, a community of anime fans. Crunchyroll's success is a direct result of the company's culture and a commitment to their fans, says Warner's CRO in a statement. By combining with Funimation, they will continue to nurture a global community and bring more anime to more people. I'm incredibly proud of the... It always sounds so, you know, PR fakeness sort of thing. I'm incredibly proud of the Crunchyroll team and what they have done, or what they've been able to accomplish in the digital media space in such a short period of time. They've created an end-to-end global ecosystem for this incredible art form. At first glance, on the acquisition might put them, yeah. Let's see here. Bringing Japanese anime to Western views. I mean, this is, like, Crunchyroll already did that. So, yeah, Sony's trying to monopolize the anime industry so they can impose censorship? Really? Why would they do that? Like, what is Sony's problem with anime then? On Wednesday, they announced Crunchyroll will give Sony a leg up in the content category that's boomed since Sony acquired Funimation. I mean, the fact that they own Funimation is pretty big. I didn't know that. 3 years ago, for less than one. What? Funimation? Wait, hold on. Isn't Funimation like One Piece and shit? Crunchyroll is responsible for the shitty adaptation of X-Arm? I need to figure out Funimation. I thought Funimation is like... I mean, they've patented the engine and tools that help make Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, so that's not surprising to me. Oh, man. Let's see. It's an American entertainment group that specializes in dubbing and distribution. Oh, so it's just like dubbing and distribution. It doesn't really create them. Oh, I see. Because I remember like the you should be watching. Sony went full California over the last 2 years. I thought Sony was like down to earth Japanese company sort of thing. But yeah, there's still Netflix and some other studios. Plus Funimation kind of deserved the bullshit that they did for that one drama they had. I mean, let's see. So it seems like Funimation is pretty much just the dubbing. In 2005, Funimation's legal department began to pursue a more aggressive approach towards protecting the company's licensed properties. They started sending a cease and desist letters to sites offering links to fan subs of their titles. No! The move was Similar to that taken by the now defunct 80 films several years later to... Actually, that is a very sad thing, okay? This is a very sad thing. Fan subs is just, oh my god. Dude, they were so amazing. A fan sub was so cool, but they have just been completely, like, killed. And not because companies pursued them in court and sent cease and desist letters, because it doesn't work. It doesn't work on the internet. Like, all the piracy, all the torrenting, all those sorts of things, if you're trying to chase it, it does not work, because it will just keep on popping up on another site. Like, you'll have all these sites, you'll probably all know which sites they are. You can go to these sites, you can just freely access, like, all the content, and they might go down for, like, 1 or 2 weeks at a time, and then, like, they'll come back, and they'll be, like, under a different link, but you'll always be able to find them, always. That doesn't kill an industry. What does is ease your access to something. So, fan subs were actually pretty damn cool. I watched a video, like, a little while ago, about fan subs, and I don't know, let's see, Gigog right here. That would maybe it was by Gigog or something, but like fan subs were pretty damn cool. Because basically it was people would just rip the people would just take like the as it was broadcasted in Japan, just they would just like get it on like DVD and then they would like put it online with their own subs, sort of thing. But the problem was that like that wasn't legal. And it took a bit of time. However, they did create some of like the most insane things where, well, like the amount of like, oh my god, dude, oh my god, like has anyone watched like One Piece? This shit, like, if you watch One Piece, you know that they started animating the like look at that, okay, look at that, like that stuff where they started animating the abilities sort of thing, like that was so fucking cool. But that was fan subs. That was just people at their home making this so they could then push out the episode and everyone would watch it with the fan subs. And they would go to such lengths to like translate things. I think that here there was one. Let's see. Oh yeah. they would also just leave words just like untranslated. Setsubo, it means hopeless or despair. Like all these notes were so cool. It was so awesome. But yeah, watch this video. Like this was like such awesome things. Fan subs are better than the professional subs because they actually have pleasure in subbing. Yes, it means so much more. There's so much more character to them. Plus, Sony owns Boondocks and they're fired the original creator of the show just because they couldn't make more than 3 episodes a week. What the fuck? That shit. Remember the stylized subs on openings? Dude. But like, look at this. Just according to Keikaku. Translator's note. Keikaku means plan. Like, for God's sake. You don't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. It's like, you know when, I mean, like, I don't know. But this was like 10 or 20 years ago. You could buy cars. You would have people drive around in cars, which would like break down. Quite a bit. I mean, like, you would have alphas, you would have, like, most of the time, like, they would be kind of, like, cheaply crappy made cars, but they, like, you knew they would break down. You knew that it wouldn't make sense. You knew that they would have buttons which made no sense, but that made them perfect. That made them good. Just like this. It's like, of course this is not perfect, but it's beautiful. Just according to Keikaku. Fantastic, man. Like this shit. Oh, yeah, hold on. But by all means, watch this video, by the way. Let's see. Let's see, what do they have? What else? Because I remember watching so many anime. Oh yeah, here. Like the opening titles. Dude, this shit where you could just like sing along sort of thing. Oh my god. Why don't the official subs have this? Like, this is such a loss. And like, it's such a shame that this was just lost because of, you know, kind of like the modernization of this thing. Also, Spinach, how's it going? There was a time where people could make their own car and not be text by it. You dirty weebs! Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. This shit, man. This was like peak One Piece. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. Like, this shit. Like, look at those subs. They're just, oh, they're perfect. They're fucking perfect. You're dirty weebs. But yeah, like, those are things where, like, are you guys talking about fan subs? Yeah, we were talking about because, we just read this thing where, Sony has acquired Crunchyroll. I just learned about that, and then we got into like Sony's Funimation. I was like, wait, wasn't Funimation like a Japanese thing? Also, how did they acquire that for like 150 million? I just like Baka and Test just as a kid. I'm not a dirty weeb. I'm a weeb up culture. I like that. So then we were going through Funimation, and Funimation was here. There was a bit where they said like they were sending cease and desist letters to fan subs, and then we got into like the fan subs thing which was basically fan subs could not die by cease and desist, but they did die because basically Netflix came around and digitalization came around, so that these things, instead of people like piracy is way easy. Like piracy will always go for the easiest route, sort of thing. So previously, they would just wait for things to air on TV, and then they would record it with their recorders, and then they would put it online, and then they would still have to translate it. Now, like, it just comes out on Netflix or Crunchyroll or whatever, and it will just have like subs are already underneath it, so like no one gives a fuck about it. So they just take that and that's it. So it's kind of dying. It is kind of dying, and that is so sad. I mean, it is unfortunate that the sort of thing, like, I mean, it's not entirely legal, but it means, like, I think Blue Demon said it, like, it felt like the people that made it actually had fun with it, and that was like the biggest thing. It's like this thing where it meant so much more. It had so much character. Let's see, hold on. I think it, did you gotta watch an episode of Gigak here, but there was this bit where it was like this stuff here, man. I love it. Watch this video, watching anime fan subs by Gigak. It really brought me back to those good old days of fan subs, and they're amazing. Like, it was such a culture, man. And all these editors know, like you would learn something about the history of Japan, why this meant something, why something was used or not. Let me see. Is he gonna, like, is there more to this? I don't know. Let's just leave it be. So yeah, but novel and manga fan translation are still big and strong. That is nice. That is nice. People that I know who did fan subs said it was hard as fuck. It's a lot of work. Oh man, I can imagine. I subtitled an entire episode of oh my god. This shit, man. Oh, like, but okay, this shit's fucking character, okay? Like, you don't get that with official subs, man. You don't get, like, this shit. Like, look at how the fuck do they do that? You don't see that anymore. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, this is perfect. This is what you were saying, Espinos. Like, watch these, okay, here? Woof, 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 it's finally over. I don't have to work on this shit anymore. Oh, you ever see that? You ever see that in, like, regular professional translations? You don't. It doesn't have any character to it. Oh, man. Yes, but the one with cultures have style. The first joy is the type to stay in their mom's basement with a body pillow and a katana, and they don't know as they don't shower and deodorize. If you're blind, how do you see? Blind with one eye, colorblind, or legally blind. Oh man, but yeah, that is something that is definitely. Oh man, I miss fan subs. Like I've only, like, I'm ashamed to admit, I've only noticed recently. Like when I watched that Gigak video and I saw that I saw him talking about fan subs and that they're going away. I was like, wait, hold on, yeah, actually they have been going away. So it's unfortunate. Like, how do you support it? I don't know. If they're like, I don't know if you could make like a campaign to support fan subs or something, but please bring back the fan subs. They were more amazing. And please, if you have a professional like subtitling company, go fucking wild with it. We want character in the subtitles. You know when you have like the speech people, like the sign language. That's the thing. People that do sign language, like, they don't just like do shit with their hands. They also just like have expressions, and like sometimes they'll just do something like really funny, and it's like, ah man, that's got character in it. Like, you gotta do that too. It's not just like text on a screen. It's more than text on a screen. I still see fan subs that have patrons. Ooh, cool. The fan subs I used to watch didn't have as much style as you were just showing. Well, one which I some which I really liked. I mean, like I mentioned One Piece, which was amazing when it came to the what is it? The action things. Like they would have special like oh my god, hold on. One Piece fan subs. Let's see what this is. Do they have any like because for every single character they would have a special they would have like a special way of showing the attacks whenever it was being said. One Piece had that, but then you had something like Detective Conan, which was very standard, but then they would have all sorts of notes. Whenever they would reference something, there would be a note like explaining it because it was like set in Japan at the time and it's been going on for 20 years or something. You would learn so much, and it was so cool. I loved it. There are anime fans, and then there are weebs. Giga, Trash Days podcast. Oh man, that podcast is cool. We should do a collaboration with Framecast. They did have to, let's see. They did have to add the extra content with explanations about signs, cultures, and behaviors. I also loved how they just, like, some words would never be translated. So, like, you would just, this would be a perfectly, this would be a perfect, just standard English sentence in the translations. Like, there, my nakama. It's like, you don't have to say, like we understood. We understood because we were told in the editor's note. I think Giga mentioned it. Like, you would have, like, you would have, like, this one sentence where it's like, there, my nakama. And then there would be an editor's note where, like, yo, nakama means, like, something between friends and family, but such a hard concept to explain that I can't translate it without damaging the thing. And then you would just have the next 5 minutes later, you would just have, there, my nakama, and like nakama equals friends. It was so beautiful. I miss fan subs that put notes on the transition between commercials. Oh yeah. The good old days. Let's say Retro says, Daredevil goes on sound, and he's not even fully blind depending on the series. Makes sense, I guess. What happens when one character have more than, like, what, 3 to 4 writers? I've always found that weird about the, what is it? The Marvel universe, and I think the DC universe as well, where I have never really kept track of the comics. Because of that, I don't know necessarily, like, what's going on with all the timelines and such. Because, to me, the thing that was most frustrating about superheroes to me was that it did not make sense why they always would re-release the same story. Because I thought, oh, wait, so, like, they just have one story, right? The way that Avengers kind of ended up working, like, later on, where it's, like, it started with Iron Man and it just, like, moves on and, like, continues to move on from, like, that starting point. So when, like, the Batman trailer would come around, I was like, okay, well, where does this go? And, like, it just, like, they rebooted it again. It's like, why the fuck do you reboot it? Like, when Spider-Man came around, yeah, Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. And they made Spider-Man 1 again. It's like, dude, we've seen this shit. We know what happens. You don't have to tell it again. Keep on going. Where does the Spider-Man character go to now? And I was like, it was so weird. But yeah. Like, this is made from fans to fans. Support the official release. The good phrases from the past. Oh yeah, dude, I remember that. Like this, yeah, like that one where it's like made from 4 fans, 2 fans. Please support the original thing. Yeah. Look at Ruby. Oh man, Ruby, man, that's been for like a roller coaster. And this is kind of sad, actually. This is kind of unfortunate when you go here. Like, Ruby was supposed to be this independent creator, YouTube significant. Most important thing was like, oh my god, someone on YouTube, some people on YouTube made a fucking animated series, looked like 3D and shit. And the first thing that shows up is Ruby's disappointing, and here's why. I think I've actually watched this one. Yeah, I've watched this one. The 2.5 hour long documentary about why Ruby's disappointing. It changed so much though. That was so unfortunate. Yeah. Ruby went to the gutter on Mounty though. It's so sad. Like it just went everywhere. Rooster Teeth animation volume 8. Like I've kind of stopped watching after like 2 or 3. No, wait, 4 or 5. That was a certain time when I stopped watching. I was kind of done. I was like, yeah, sure. It's like, hold on. I still think it's mighty impressive. It is mighty impressive, but Rooster Teeth TV, come join our internet party for free! Live gameplay, podcasts, and more. So, yeah. Volume 8 sucks. To each their own, although I gotta give Monty props. Great A on this fight choreography. Yeah, I mean, you did have at the start. You did have at the start like this shit where it was like there was so much lacking that you kind of had to see past it. Of course, everything is muted because I don't want to get in trouble with anything. This is, by the way, we're just reviewing it. But like, okay. So where was this? Especially when it came to like going to school and shit. Like this stuff where NPCs just weren't colored in. They were just like no background here, all that sort of stuff. So that was like a lot of basic things, this stuff, and or you know. So season 1 wasn't perfect, but it had some character. I literally stopped after 7's when Crow dumbass gets sided with Tyrion. Oh my god. Oh my god. That thing, man. So unfortunate. So unfortunate. So unfortunate. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's see. I couldn't get through the first fight without being grossed out. The animation seemed choppy and just poorly made. Well, the thing that I do find is that this was made in 2013 by a YouTube channel. It's like for God's sake, man. Like there's also YouTube videos of people just chowing down on food in their cars. Like comparing it to an animation studio, it's a bit much. It's a bit much. I think that for what they did at the time, I mean, like I don't know much about the channel. Like I think for what they did was pretty nice. Oh wait, I'm gonna have to say S tier with the fight choreography because he was cultured in martial arts and dance, and it looked really damn good. By a YouTube channel that made a series from a Halo glitch. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's it's pretty impressive, you know? Where people get to, you know? All because a couple of people decided to make a game called Halo. That's why we ultimately got a series named Ruby. Curiously enough. So, yeah. The first fair form had solid things that shine between the tight budget. It did. And I also felt that the I mean, yeah, but he didn't have the proper resources like RVB for private company reasons. 5748, dude, how's it going? How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Have I seen you this year already? I don't know. Anyway, Happy New Year, man. It's like the 20th. It's like the 20th of January, but like I'm not quite sure. I've kind of lost track of time. But dude, good to see you. I hope you're right. Hope you're doing good. So yeah, it's yeah, Ruby's something. Ruby is unfortunate the way that it went, but like at least we had like one good season, which was nice. So yeah. That's like saying Monty Python and the Holy Grail is an impossible movie. Monty Python is good. It's what it is, a retro. It's what it is. Oh man. Anyway. One thing which I don't know if I want to talk about, whatever. Let's address it because I've addressed it a couple of times, and if you're here to if you're watching this back or something, you're just like, oh hey, you mentioned a couple times you wanted to talk about the suggestions we put about like putting Warframe YouTubers in the Framecast, and you never got to it because you were always interrupted, and your mind just started wandering off on their own. Then yeah, I mean, like that happens from time. Look at the budget for MPAT HG. It's a good movie for how little it costs. I don't know, what is that? Like MatPat? What the fuck is that? MPAT. See, here I go again, being like lost. Like I'll never get to this. Oh, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Oh, for God's sake. I never knew people shortened it down like that. I've never seen it shortened down like that. I was just thought people would just say like Monty Python or something. Now I see it. I looked it up. I found it. Okay, I found it. Sometimes I'm like a little bit thick. Okay. Sometimes it just takes a second. Sometimes it just takes a second for me to realize what the fuck's going on. I'm a male boss. I'm lazy. Well, I mean, like I got to know it with a new abbreviation, so that works. I mean, Urban Dictionary had it too. I get it, but he did whatever he could. So anyway, let's get to the framecasting. So you guys made some suggestions with Better Name Pending, Rare Talia's, Noob, Showtech. I really want to rezone. Like, these are people who I like. These are people, and there's many more in the Warframe community, like, or in the Bass Warframe community. Who I'd love to like do a podcast with, like do a thing with, just like figuring out what's going on with them, because there's a couple more where I mean, DK is doing Genshin now. We are like we have had DK on recently with like the anime cast, but we just talked about anime there. There is like a bunch of people where I'm like quite curious as to like what they're doing, what they've been up to. Let's see. Bursum is still doing. Let's see. Bursum is still doing Warframe stuff. He hasn't changed. Let me see. Tactical Potato. Did Silverlight decline? Like basically, I didn't ask him that night, and then it was like the same day. I was like, I'm not gonna ask him for the same day, because that is something I'm not gonna put someone up to. So I mean, Shaw as well, dude. Like, what the hell is Shaw doing, dude? I don't know. Speaking of Genshin Impact, grinding it right now. Genshin is getting a good update, by the way. We're going to talk about that tomorrow in the Framecast, but they're going to remove some Genshin requirements for boss fights and all that sort of stuff. So that is pretty damn good. Like, I'm really, really looking forward to that. So it's going to be way better. Let's see. He was doing World of Warcraft 19 hours ago. Damn, that's pretty sweet. That is nice. Dude, I haven't seen him in, like, a long time. So there's a lot of people, also a lot of streamers. I know you're not really into Warframe anymore, but I've been playing it again. I don't know if you remember, I was trying to make the plasma sword good. Well, it got buffed a little, and then they buffed crit chance on reference, and I finally got Fatal Teleport. What? It does 1 mil on finisher now? Dude, you don't fucking say. No way. No way. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Actually, in the meantime, I got my hands on the Switch, and I've actually never, ever played Warframe on the Switch, because I never installed it, because by that time I didn't stream Warframe every day anymore. But I probably should like try it out at some point. I mentioned to him, I volunteered him, probably still waiting on it. Okay. Tomorrow I get Sandy, but I'll get him soon. So like the thing was is like I don't want to ask, but like I don't want to ask people on the day itself, because that's such a short time frame. And I was kind of basically what happened is I've been speaking with Sandy about seeing if he can do a standard of days where Casino isn't on, because that might be something which could work out. But that said, like at that week I was still awaiting his response. So this week is gonna be the first time we're gonna try it together and see whether it works. Also with his stream times, also with like hosting him and that sort of stuff. So I was still working it out that day, and then you suggested Silverlight. I was like, that's a good idea, and then I forgot when I went to bed to like send a message, and I woke up that day and was like, well, this is gonna be in like what, like 18, no, not even, like this is gonna be in like 10 hours. I'm not gonna ask someone to be on a 2-hour podcast like 10 hours before we go live. Like that's something I won't do, because that's like way too short notice. So I'll just skip this week, which is fine. Next week Sandy is down, and if Sandy is down for multiple weeks, like we can always have Silverlight on as a guest. Like I would love that, because he's also been on 10 o'clock, so you could join, like we could have him on as a guest with Xeno, we could have him on as a guest with Sandy, or if Sandy can't make it one time, I would love to also do it like one-on-one. That would be sweet. So I'll message him probably after the Framecast this week, if you want to like keep him updated on that. I'll probably message him after this week, so that no, after this week's Framecast, because then I'll probably know a little bit more with Sandy, like what's going on, and what we'll be up to for like the next few weeks. Because like let's say Sandy comes around and can do not next week but the week after, so like the week when Drew isn't here again, like I think like it would be great to also have to have Silverlight on with Drew, with Xeno, because he's been on the podcast with Xeno before, so we all know each other a little bit better. So yeah. By the way, I got a cake on Genshin. Oh, nice. The performance has gotten worse on Switch. A lot of areas cause black squares on the screen. How did it get worse? How the fuck did the Switch get worse over time? That is insane. Wow. Switch getting worse over time. Wow. I thought they would just only optimize it, sort of thing. But yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so there are so many people from the Warframe days who I would love to catch up on, or like hang out, like have them on as guests, have them on as people or whatever. Just like talk about like what are they doing? Because I do feel some sort of connection with the people in Warframe. I do feel that for all its faults, for all the problems that Warframe and the partner program had, it did point you to a group of people that you could interact with, kind of as like classmates sort of thing. Kind of has like you know, when you're, it always happens whenever you go to like a class, whenever you go do a sports with like a team, whenever you go and move somewhere with your neighbors or whatever. Always when you're being put into like there's a situation where you're put into a group of people, and that's what like the Warframe community or the Warframe partner program felt like, because here were some creators from all over the world, which were just like put there, and you can interact with them, and you kind of interact with each other because you all did Warframe. And that is something which, like, I feel that connection with. I kind of feel that connection with them. I don't know if they feel that with me. And that's one thing which, like, is tough for me right now, because there's two things. First of all, like, I've tried to reach out to a couple of them, but like, it's like I've kind of lost contact with many of them except for a couple of them. So like, I mean, Sandy I still speak with, Joey I still speak with, Xena I still speak with. Who else? I mean, Hydroxate. Other than that. Defton. Other than that. Gridark. Other than that. That's it. Sort of thing. Jesus sometimes. So he messaged sometimes. But a lot of people, like, I don't really have contact with anymore. And a lot of, like, some of these people I've tried to reach out to, but, like, they won't really respond. They don't really care anymore, I guess. So that's one thing where it's, like, it's weird. Like, I would love to, like, catch up with them, but a lot of people just, like, either moved on or they forgot about me or whatever. And secondly, hold on. Let me see how I want to structure this. I don't know. Actually, okay, but secondly, like, I kind of missed that. Whenever you almost break your neck skiing for a school activity. Damn, dude. Did that happen to you? I hope not recently. Oh, boy. I've never gone skiing, so I wouldn't know how dangerous that is. But yeah, like, I kind of missed that. So, I think that breaking up from Warframe, like, I don't hate Warframe. I really don't dislike it. I really, really don't. I mean, like I may dislike, a bit what Digital Extremes does, but that gets into another topic, which I might want to talk about. But the thing is that I like the game. Like, that's also why I recently did the thing where it was, how awkward would it be for Rhea and Flynn and being in the same podcast? Actually not. Like, dude, like, I was on a call with Rhea and Flynn, like, see, this is the weird thing. This is the weird thing for me. Like, fuck, man. Fuck, okay? This is not a structured thought, okay? I don't have a good story to, like, engage with, or maybe I do. Let me think for, like, a second to see how I can structure this, because, like, there's something that calls up to me. Oh, I crashed a few times on a one time I actually get a scratch that bled. Damn, dude, watch out. Like, watch out. Like, I think it can go, like, extremely fast, sort of thing. I've never tried it myself, so I don't know how dangerous it is, but watch out with yourself. Especially during winter times, especially during, like, school activities. It's not worth dying for on school activities, you know? It's gotta be fun. It's gotta be fun. Let me see how I want to structure this. Okay. I don't know. There are many points of entry. There's many points of entry. Shall I go with an anecdote? Shall I go with a shocking statement? Shall I go with an observation? I don't know. Skiing is worth it. It's fun going 40 plus miles per hour down a slope. Dude, I really, like, we barely get any snow. Like, we just got an evening of snow, and it was gone by the next day. But I remember the last time we had snow, we would go up these big hills, and then we would just, like, jump forward, and you just, like, you do penguin gliding. You just, like, penguin glide down the mountain. So that just meant that you just, like, you jump forward, and you just went like that, face forward, and just, like, dove down. It was fantastic. I loved it. I really loved it. Or crashing at a speed, whichever happens first. Oh, damn. So yeah, let me see. This is weird. Like, this is really weird whenever it comes down to, like, you have a bunch of thoughts clustering in your head. Where I want to start. Clowns. Hell yeah, Mika. Hell yeah. Actually, let's just begin with, like, the thing that Jen offered, because, like, that's where the thought of, like, the train left the station. My train of thought left the station right there. So it is called the Circuits. That's what the Discord is called. So actually, I have been in a call together with Rio and Flynn at the same time, and it actually worked out, like, quite well. But it's really, really hard for me to judge people at that point in time. actually not at that point in time, but later on. So the context of that was that basically we had, I think it was 2018, it was just before TennoCon 2018, when there were obviously some problems within the partner program. There were, like, if you're not familiar, Warframe had this partner program thing where, like, creators would be able to sign up for, and then they would get benefits in Warframe, and they would also get some shoutouts sort of thing, and also foster this sort of, like, Warframe creator community in a Discord. And, like, there was a lot of problems with too many people in there. It was kind of unclear, like, what were the benefits and who was getting what, that sort of thing. Like, a lot of it was, like, kind of like petty bullshit because people were too busy, like, arguing amongst themselves instead of, like, creating content. But other than that, there were some things where it's like it could have been done way more effectively. There would have been, like, the potential of something like that. The potential of something like that program would have been much greater if it was handled well, and it most of the time wasn't really handled all that well. So I think that around that time we had an incident with Gridark where Gridark got kind of like removed, but not removed from the partner program, where because of something that he said on stream, which was taken out of context, got the devs upset where they said, well, you know, we're not really going to support you anymore, we're not going to kick you out. And Gridark at that time was like the greatest streamer in the Warframe directory, and like he just started out from nothing. He started out from zero, started streaming 12 hours a day, and just grew all the way to the top. Like, he was the big shot within, like, the Warframe Twitch directory. And then I think there were even there was even a point where, like, it was around the corner whether he was going to be invited or not to TennoCon, and then they just said, like, because there was like a 5-second clip which was completely taken out of context where people got mad about, like, they just threw him on the bus on Twitter, and they said, well, we're not going to give you anything, where he said, well, I mean, if this is the way I'm going to be treated, I'm not going to get any benefits anymore, I might as well leave. So that was something that I was a little bit upset about, actually quite a bit upset about, because, I mean, I knew Gridark, I'm good friends with him, I hope that he would think that the same way, and I really liked him. I really liked his ethics, and I thought it was a damn shame that this thing happened where, because of something taken out of context, he was immediately thrown on the bus, and because there was no further investigation, they just like, well, fuck it. And that like worried me. And at that time, I had my very first interaction with iFlynn, because we did a charity stream. I was supposed to do a end stream, like a stream at the end, together with someone who didn't show up 15 minutes beforehand, and Flynn just raided us. And joined us in the voice call, and he said, like, oh, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to make it because I saw this delay. I was like, hey, dude, I'm actually missing somewhere right now. Do you want to do this together? And he was like, oh, yeah, sure. That was the first time we, like, interacted. And it's the tragedy of Aussie Gridark, definitely, entirely. That was the first time we ever really interacted. And it was quite fun, because we did this 2-hour stream. He was a pretty chill guy. I think we're both around the same age. He might be a year younger than me or a year older. Look, I like these somewhat now, but they were pretty unprofessional on social media in the past. They definitely were, entirely. But the thing was that, like, we looked at this Gridark situation, and we kind of discussed that after the stream, and we kind of stuck around, because, like, it was the first time we met. And we kind of started talking about things where he was like, well, this is a crying shame that this happened. It's not so much, I mean, there are problems within the partner program, and that are not being resolved. And, like, the problems most of the time are not that very important, but the fact of the matter is that we lost one of the greatest streamers in the directory, was kicked out because of mismanagement and poor communication. It's like, is there any way that we can fix this? And, like, we were kind of, no, actually, no, we were kind of complaining about that. And I was like, okay, hold on. I've been having these thoughts where, like, there have been criticism about DE and, like, about this program for a lot. I don't want to just criticize, because I hate criticizing without actually taking action. I think if you want to criticize someone, you better be prepared to do it better. Because otherwise, I mean, like, what point are you at to, like, criticize someone? So I said to him, like, listen up. There are many things that we can criticize. We can go out for, like, an hour or two, and we can talk about all the things that are bad with this program. But it's not going to change a thing. So either we're going to go and look if we can change and fix this, and make this better for everyone, because there's a lot of potential if we fix this. This was a situation where we've seen before that if we were to use this potential, if we were to, like, make sure that this was being used in a better way, it could really, really boost everyone up. Like, really big. But it wasn't being used, and it was just being used for, like, really bad, like, it was mismanaged, and, like, there was a lot of drama and trouble. So I was like, either we're going to complain about this, or we're going to fix this. And I spoke, like, we kind of decided, let's fix this. So, like, one thing that I had in mind is, like, why don't we do some sort of, because everyone had different ideas, but everyone also had sort of the same ideas. A lot of things came down to bad communication. A lot of things came down to, like, a lot of people were partners, and it was very unclear. And there were so many people that said, well, you know, if, you know, the requirements have to be upped, if things have to be changed where I have to lose my partnership, I wouldn't mind, because I just want this to be better. And there were a lot of, like, things that people agreed upon. So I said to Flynn, like, why don't we just engage with people one-on-one, call them, and then just ask them the same set of questions, and then see what they think. A lot of things were like, what are some top 3 things that you think were done great? What are some top 3 things? What are some 3 things that you think are done wrong? How do you like? What are some of the like? Well, what do you think the direction is, and how do you think like things are being performed? Just to like get people's impression, and then we would go on like after getting everyone's insight, which was over 200 people, we would get it together with like 20 people at max, and hold some sort of partner summit where we would just like discuss like the ideas that we'd gotten, and then be like, okay, let's see if there's anything that we as partners together can make as a suggestion to DE, where it's like, hey, we've spoken with this among ourselves, and now we want to talk with you, like, with the ideas that we all have, but now we have, like, discussed it, and we think that this might be a good approach to take the program, because of, like, this is what we discussed. We thought that was a pretty good idea, because then you actually have an overview of what everyone thinks, and you can also discuss it in a more meaningful way. Maybe someone has, like, a great idea. So we started calling everyone. Or we started calling a bunch of people, and one of those was Rio. And that was when I was in the call with Rio and Flynn at the same time. And it was actually pretty chill. And it was also pretty funny, because Rio was just being Rio. And it was a pretty funny call. And there was no bad feelings between them, as far as I could tell. And like, I haven't really been following either of them all that in-depth, so I don't really know if there was anything bad between them. But at that time, it was pretty nice. So that was when you said, Jen, like, oh, imagine Flynn and Rhea at the same podcast. Like, I've actually been there, like, in a conversation, like a call. It was pretty nice. But that was something which comes to the point where I kind of want to talk about, which is like, this industry is weird, especially when it comes to people. So the thing with this industry, especially when it comes to content creation, when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to Twitch, is that it's one of the loneliest industries in the sense of, if you like a sport, if you like a certain type of like career, there's either going to be a sport team nearby, or in your state, in your province, in your area, where there's a sport team that's practicing your sport, or if it's going to be towards a career, there's going to be some sort of study you can take where there's more people interested in the same thing you are. But if you're interested in YouTube, if you're interested in Twitch, there's not really that. And a lot of times, like, there may be more people now that are doing YouTube and Twitch, but you're all just, you know, I'm talking to you, and like, where are you all from? I mean, from many different places, and I love that. But I don't know any YouTuber or Twitch streamers like from this area. So on the one hand, you're kind of like very separated, but at the same time, you're very connected through the internet. But then you have this thing where the thing about YouTube and Twitch comes around to personality. So what you're selling in a sense, or what people are trying to sell in a sense, is their personality. A lot of times they want to sell, like a lot of times they start like with selling information, where it's like, oh, I'm going to teach you tutorials about Warframe, we're going to teach you tutorials about this thing, or we're going to show you something about this, or show you something about that. But then they figure out, like, if they don't have anything more to say, and that kind of ends there, so you're better off sharing, like, you're better off selling your personality, because you can be in all your videos regardless of what's in there, and that's better for your brand, sort of thing. But because it comes down to personality is of course defined by what you stand for, who you are, what you do, but also who you engage with. And that's a lot of times what this has come down to, especially now there's a lot of money involved, that a lot in this industry comes down to, like, who do people engage with? How are people talking to each other? Who are they talking to? Who are they friends with? And that is something which is really, really tricky when it comes down to, if you want to engage with people via online, not just because, like, you know them because they live close to you, but you gotta engage with them online because they don't live close to you. And this engagement with people is something which determines success, according to some people. You get this weird thing where, if it's no longer beneficial, or it's not beneficial, or people don't see the benefit, like, they don't want to talk to you. And that is really fucking weird, and I fucking hate that. So one thing which I've been missing since, like, leaving Warframe, I think leaving Warframe for the channel, I mean, leaving Warframe is the main game, not leaving Warframe entirely, because, I mean, I did a video about it a couple of days ago, and I quite enjoyed it. I don't think it's bad. I do have some gripes with, like, DE, which will probably never be solved, but that's another topic. But the thing is that leaving Warframe for the channel, I think, was a good idea, because, I mean, we're doing a just chatting stream right now. I could not imagine that in a million years when I was just doing Warframe all the time. Also, it's less boring in a sense, because doing the same thing all the time seems really, really, like, stale. And at the same time, I think we're also exploring more things. Like, dude, I'm really enjoying Cyberpunk. And I had someone tweet at me today, like, oh, you could do a Cyberpunk stream highlights video. Fuck yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna go do, like, the side jobs on Friday. I love that. Doing a framecast about many different games allows just, like, take on many, many different, like, there is so much more. I think the channel is much more enriched by doing more things than just Warframe. However, because of that, you're kind of getting out, like, I've kind of gotten out of this Warframe community thing. I've been, like, back into the entire sea, the entire pool of all the creators, where it's like, who do I engage with now? Like, who is my classroom now? Who is, like, the creators where I go up to and be like, hey, man, what are you making? Like, what are you doing? What kind of streams are you doing? How do you do this? How do you do that? And that is kind of unfortunate. I kind of miss that. I kind of miss my classroom sort of thing. I kind of miss my classmates. But it's really tough to, like, get in touch with them. Like, get in touch with anyone. Because, like, first of all, like, I've seen that with a lot of Warframe people. Where, like, the thing with Flynn, what we were doing, went very well until Tenacom came around. Then there was a bit of a misunderstanding where I discussed it with him or not. I discussed it with someone. And then it was like, well, maybe we should talk about it. And then we talked about it with DE, and of course the communication with DE was great. And because of that, like, there was like some sort of misunderstanding, and afterwards, like, we never spoke anymore. And I think if I message him right now, it says things like, oh, you're blocked or something, or you're not sharing the server. I don't know if I'm blocked or if I'm not sharing, like, the same thing. So that was kind of like the thing where I'm kind of oh shit, music died. That was kind of the thing where I'm kind of like, this is something which I don't like. But as I said, like, if I want to criticize something, I gotta be able to take action, right? So if I want to criticize something, I shouldn't just criticize and, like, make the world a worse place with just all the negativity. I should take action, sort of thing. I should make sure that I take action and do something. So I want to see if I can, like, find a way in which I can get a classroom sort of thing of creators again. And, like, one thing which I'm thinking about is the creator program, which I've been talking about on Discord. And one other thing which I'm thinking about is making more videos about, like, how to, like, everything I know. But just everything I know around this like, Twitch and YouTube stuff. This is a very unformed thought, because, like, this is just something that I was thinking about today. I don't know if it makes much sense, but yeah. That is kind of what it is. I don't know if that made much sense. Like, that was literally the thing that, like, you made me think about when you... Oh, shit. I am still stuck on volume right here. That was kind of the thing that you made me think about with the imagining those things. Also, Big Fat Birder, how are you doing, man? Also, if you like the stream, you can follow it. If you don't like it, you don't want to follow. But I'm not gonna do weird things for follows. What do you think I am? A monkey? Oh man, oh man, oh man. Anyway, let's see. How long are we into the stream? I really don't know. Let me take a look. We are 1 hour into it. We could do a little bit on the Xbox. I see you're following anyway. There we go. Quite the interesting troll. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I mean, the internet has quite some interesting people, and that's why I like it for. That's the thing. It's like, one thing which I just find unfortunate is that, like, I'm getting to these internet plays because I want to, like, engage with people, because I think people are interesting. There's a lot of interesting souls around this place, but the fact that, like, it's so locked up, sort of thing, is weird. And I want to see if I can make a change in that. One thing which I'm thinking about is, like, maybe I should do videos where I'm like, let me share everything I know. Let me share all the things which I know when it comes to video. Like, how do you make videos? How do you do streams? What are things with cameras and microphones and all that sort of thing? So, like, if you want to become a creator, first of all, you don't have to worry about, like, trying to find everything, because, like, I'll try and, like, give you, like, information. And I don't know if it will be useful, but hopefully it will. And then I'll also give you a place in, like, the Discord where if you're a creator and you have things that you're making and you want to, like, collaborate or talk about things, there's a place where you can go to, and hopefully by that time, you know, we'll be able to, like, I'll gather around a bunch of people that I can hang out with, because, like, that's just the weirdest thing. That's the weirdest thing which just, like, blows my mind, sort of thing. And I don't know how other people sound it, because, again, I don't really speak with them. So as I say, like, I would love to, like, engage with a lot of creators. There's a lot of people who I just like to talk with. It's just so hard to reach. So, if anyone has an idea, feel free to like toss some hypotheses in chat. Like, I'll be happy to try them out. I like that. I like that we. By the way, Jen, thank you so much for, like, the suggestion of Mac. It's like the first time that I followed a streamer in a long time again, and he seems pretty chill. Like, that's also something where it's like, how do I find people? Like, how do I find people on the internet? It's like, because I'm being referred to them, or, like, they're pointed to me by, like, a program sort of thing. But otherwise, like, I don't really go on Twitch and just be like, oh, let me just go find random people. So, anyway. Let's see. We might want to do some Destiny or something. I don't know. And how is this doing right here? 81%. Ooh, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's see whether Destiny wants to start up. Oh, why do we still have something to do there? I think there were some side quests or something. Which we might have had there. But yeah. Let's see, no problem. I hope you do get to know him some more. Both of you like to speak what you want to say. That's not like... That's good to know. That's good to know. Because it really sucks when you have people that just don't really speak their mind. In the sense of, when it comes to speaking your mind, okay? A lot of times people link speaking your mind to, minus you guys are the same age, that is. Oh, boy. The thing is that, like, speaking your mind a lot of times is associated with, like, oh, I just speak my mind, and that people use it as an excuse to just be shit to other people, which is not really the thing that people mean, but that, like, I mean when it comes to, like, speaking your mind. It's just, I think this actually ties into to one thing which I wanted to mention a little while ago. I think that, like, the world itself is very complex, and we only see like a tiny portion of it. So I think it's really, really good if we want to navigate through the world, and if we want to navigate through life, sort of thing, that we would always speak our truth, speak what we see. Because if we speak what we see, we say what we see, we say how the world appears to us, and we communicate that effectively with each other, then most likely that can work in our favor, because you might see things which I don't, or, you know, we'll both say, like, yeah, we see the same thing. However, if we stop speaking the truth to each other, things go really, really bad. And I've seen it a lot of times with, like, conflicts going on, personal conflicts going on, where it's like things are getting swept under the rug, and because that just continues to be thrown under the rug, because that just continues to, like, not be spoken about, it just compounds to such a large problem that it can never be fixed again. One of those, as I said, is like the thing with Warframe, digital extremes. I don't have a problem with Warframe itself. I have a bit of a problem with digital extremes, and I don't know how it can be fixed. I really wish it wasn't the case. I really, really fucking wish I would not have a problem with digital extremes, because I kind of like the game still. Of course, it's not doesn't have the same charm as it had before, but I miss it. I really do miss it. However, the thing is that I wasn't able to speak my truth at the time when it needed to. I wasn't able to, like, I was scared of saying something. I was scared of, like, following through and acting true to what I should have. And because of that, like, I'm kind of stuck in this position where I don't, I'm, like, it's weird. So I've talked with you guys about, like, before about, like, we had the situation. And, like, I'm sorry, if you guys don't want me to talk about this, let me know, because, like, this is something which, like, I can also see might be very, very interesting. But, I mean, let me know. I've told you guys before about a situation where we had where Warframe had a charity stream that they had to do, and they gave me 3 weeks, and they told me, like, hey, we need to do this, but, like, please, can you do this, because we can't, because we gotta launch an update at some point, and we'll do it together, and we'll agree to all the things that, like, per promotion, all that sort of things. And until 15 minutes before the start, they just said, like, no, we're not gonna give you any of that. And then afterwards, we never spoke about that. They never, like, came back to it. They also launched the update at the same time that the charity stream was live. And back in the day, because, like, I was a very, very small channel, kind of like I am right now, and I wasn't really making a lot of money, like, almost nothing. That was a kind of an important time to me. And, like, I'd be lying if I said that during that time I would look over to other streamers who would then, you know, share pictures on Twitter where they would show, like, oh, I just made $1,500 during this one stream. And I was like, wow, man. I don't think I've made that over my entire career on YouTube and Twitch, so that's pretty sweet. Not saying that I would get that. Not saying that I would ever have a claim to that, but, like, I didn't even get a chance to try my hand at, like, getting a claim to that. So that really, really, like, stung, that thing. And when that was over, I did say something where I was like, yeah, I didn't like how this went, but they never responded to it, and we never spoke since. And that was something where I was kind of, at that time, kind of scared, I think. Or not really scared. I wasn't happy to say what I needed. Okay, I get it. You need more money. No, it's not about the money. It's not about the money. Like, that's the thing. That's the most important thing. It's not about the money for me. Because if it was about the money, I would have, like, I can show you all my revenues from YouTube, which is, like, from YouTube itself is 0. I have someone who donates to the Patreon, which is amazing. But that doesn't add up to something where I can live off. And Twitch is so far my most successful thing. But, I mean, barely over like 5 years of doing this. 5 years of doing this, like I can barely afford to like buy a PC almost from it. Like I would be able to like buy a cheap laptop from it. I mean, I think like over the last year, over the entirety of last year, I got like $250 or something from Twitch. So, well, Terrace, how's it going? Let's see. Hello, have a nice stream. If you don't mind, can you say something on my friend's birthday? I'll say happy birthday. Like I love other languages. I just don't know whether if you say that, like what that means. But what language is that actually? Oh, it's a cool language. Anyway, what do I want to say? Okay, so, as I mentioned, so like that event was a weird thing for me. Shut up and take my money. As I said, it's not about money. I don't want you guys to be here for money. Like, this is why I don't like bringing it up, because I don't want this to be money. Okay? But the thing is that, like, these, like, there were a couple of things going on at the time. First of all was the thing where, these events were a really, really cool thing for me, because it was kind of the, it means eat my dick. Are you gonna say that? No. No, I won't. Because we're in the middle of a story, and I'm not gonna, like, really interrupt the story to, like, say that. Anyway, what do I want to say? Oh, yeah. So, there were a couple of things I played on. At that time, first of all, what we had was, like, these events were a very special thing to me, because it was kind of the culmination of, trying to piece together this Warframe community to see if we could do something amazing. Like, one of the, like, that was like the thing of the events, where all the creators would come together, community would come together, and it was like a really cool thing. I really loved it. It, like, really exemplified what could come together if you would bring all sorts of people together, like, just have a fun time, and just have a fun, like, it was only positive to me. And after that, like, that thing, like, kind of set me off and, like, oh yeah, I really want to do this. Yeah, I really want to do YouTube. Yeah, I really want to do Twitch, because it was all about interaction for me. Again, it was not about money. It was all about, because I wanted to, like, have that more engagement, and have to feel like we did something amazing. And that was that. And that was exactly the thing I was chasing. I was like, yes, I want to chase this more. So I did it two more times. And then the third time, like, Warframe came around, can you do this for us? And there had already been a couple of times where people would have taken that idea and tried to, like, use it for their own personal benefit. And I explicitly said, I will never not do this for my own personal benefit. I'll do this separately, because I don't want this to be conflated with, like, oh, he's just trying to get money, or he's just trying to get views. No, I wanted to get that experience where it was like, we come together, we're all sharing this common goal, and we're just having a good old time. And because we're having a good old time, you know, we're going to do something great for charity. We're going to do something great for everyone that's watching, because it's going to be amazing pieces of content. It's going to be very, very fun to watch. And it's going to be very, very good for everyone, because everyone's going to get, like, a bunch of people that are watching. They've never seen them before. And because of that, like, they'll be on the front page of Twitch, and, you know, whatever else you want to do with that, you can do with that. But then people would try and, like, get that for their own game, do that on their own things. And, like, during these events later on, there would be, like, conflicts and all that sort of things, like, which was horrible, but I mean, it was still worth doing. So the fact that Warframe, which is, like, the company which I kind of looked up to at the time, the fact that I was a company which I kind of look up to at the time, would go ahead and use that thing, which I really, really loved, to just, like, use me at that time without, like, compensating me or anything, or, like, just breaking all the premises that we made. That fucking hurt. That was something where it's like, this thing which I fucking loved, you broke, fuck that, I really, really don't like that. At the same time, what also happened is, like, for these events, I would have, like, 60 people that I could message, and, like, 40 would respond to say yes. And then if I wanted to do something by myself, I mean, it would kind of be, like, as I said right now, if I want to get someone in the Framecast, from, like, the Warframe days, if I would message any of those 40 people that would, you know, say, like, join these events, I would only get, like, one person saying, yes, sure, I'll join. And the rest would just, like, get nothing. I would get nothing back from them. So that was also something where it's like, well, you know, like, how much... all these people who I like to engage with, how much do they actually like to engage with me? Like, that's weird as well. And at the same time, it was also, like, this thing where, I mean, after, like, a couple years, it's nice, like, as I said, like, it's not about money for me, it's not about, like, growth for me, but it is nice if, after, like, putting in some effort, like, you do get something back. And, like, I'm having that now, like, we do have an amazing community now, but back then, like, I streamed, like, more sporadically, and we were, like, we didn't have the community, like, I think that right now we have a way cooler community vibe than we had before then. We still had, like, really cool people there, but, like, I didn't really have a strict schedule. I didn't really, like, have the feel for Twitch as I have right now, so I was kind of like, there were a couple of things going on, and then this thing happened, and I was like, I was scared of saying anything. I was scared of saying my truth, because what I actually wanted to say is, like, hey, I want to speak with you about this, because this is not right. No, I am not happy with how this went. I want to hear from you whether this is something which you foresaw coming or not, and whether you're sorry about this or not. Because this is something which really, really hurts me, and I didn't like it. And if you don't want to speak with me, I'm gonna leave your partnership, and I'm not gonna do business with you again. That's kind of what I wanted to say. Looking back, that's kind of what I wanted to say. And that's also kind of what I felt at the time. Because it really sucked that I was trying to, like, help this friend in need, which was a company in need. I mean, like, don't get it wrong. Never, ever, ever treat a company like a friend. Never, like, be a fanboy of a company. Because companies don't have an interest in you. Don't support companies, support their products. If they make a good product, buy the product. But don't support a company. Because it's garbage. I mean, like a company is not like something with which you can have a reciprocal like relationship, because they won't support that. It's not in their interest. It's not in their interest to, like, do business with you. They just sell products. They just look at profit. And that's perfectly fine for a company to do. But I was operating in, like, the friend relationship sort of things. Like, I do something for you, you do something for me, without, like, having that you do something for me come back to me. And when that happened, I should have spoken up. I should have spoken my truth. Where it's like, hey, I assumed that this was something where I would do something for you, and you would, like, at least, like, uphold your end of the bargain. And if that would fail, you would come to me and say, hey, I'm sorry, this happened. Can we, like, this was not as it was intended. Like, everything has quieted down, but, like, yeah, please accept our apology. They never did that. And I should have been more adamant about it, because, like, it still sometimes, like, frequents my head to this day where I'm like, fuck, man, that situation was shitty. But I didn't do that because I was afraid that, first of all, well, maybe like, this was an accident, and if I would speak up about it, they would see me in a negative light. Or maybe, you know, if I just, you know, let this slide, maybe they'll come around and talk to me. Or maybe, you know, I should just wait and just, you know, maybe I should just, like, stick around with Warframe, because if I lose my Warframe partnership, you know, I will, you know, I should just stick around in Warframe because I've already invested so much, and all these fucking excuses as to why I should not speak up, why I should not say what I thought I wanted to say, because, oh, yeah, no, it would just be inconvenient. Oh, I wouldn't. Like, that is shit. And, like, I'm still suffering from it. Because if I would have said at that time, like, hey, I want to speak with you, and if you don't want to speak with me within a week or two, I'm going to leave your partner program. I'm going to leave the program. I'm going to stop streaming the game. Then either they would have spoken to me and would have had a conversation about it at the time when it was relevant, or they wouldn't, and I would have just said, okay, you don't want to speak to me. It's clear now that you don't want to speak to me. And I'm going to leave it. I would have clarity. I could have closed enough as, like, okay, I mean, there was no reasoning. But I just let it stutter. I just let it sit. I just let it sit to a point where, right now, I still don't know whether they're sorry for it. I still don't know whether it was intentional or not. I still don't know whether they like me even in that program. I have no idea as to what it was, because I never got around to speaking with them. And I'll never know, because, I mean, like, I can bring them up, but, I mean, like, what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna, like, call them and be like, oh, hey, man, yeah, like, you know that thing 2 years ago where, like, you did a bit of a shitty move? Like, I probably won't remember, because they're a company, so the person I would speak with probably won't remember what happened back then. So that's the thing, where, like, always speak your truth. Because right now, like, I'm in a situation where I don't like DE, in a sense, because they did me dirty. And I definitely think so. They did me dirty. And everyone I've spoken with thinks they did me dirty. But at the same time, it's also a company. So it's not something that you can hold accountable. And it's also not something where I can, like, I won't know how it would be fixed. So on the one hand, like, I'm not mad at them. Well, I mean, I was a little bit mad at them. Like, quite a bit mad at them. Not anymore. But the thing is, like, I don't really fully trust them. But at the same time, like, I'm also not good friends with them. And, like, it's just in this middle, like, ground where I'm like, fuck it. There's nothing I can do with this. And that is unfortunate. And that is what happens when you don't speak your truth. When you don't come up and say, like, well, you know, this is what I think. I want to speak with you about this, because this was not nice. I did not like this. If you don't want to speak with me, you know, we'll just go our separate ways. But no, I had to be quiet. I had to, like, not say anything, because let's keep the peace. And you see what keeping the peace, like, brings you. It's nothing. So, yeah. This is one of the reasons why I don't even try to interact with you. Unless you have a large following or something stands out, you get pretty much ignored. Sort of. Yes and no. So, like, the thing which I found weird is that I never felt like... the thing which I find weird is that... how do I address this? I don't think I'm the worst stream on Twitch. I think I can safely say that my stream is not one of the worst streams on Twitch. I think that the quality is pretty damn good. The things that I do with the stream is pretty damn good. I think that, likewise, the quality on YouTube is not the worst. So, and I also think I put in decent effort. That's not to say that if you put in effort and your quality is good, that you should get things in return. You're not entitled to anything. But the thing is I didn't just have something which was like a decent stream and decent videos. There was also so much which I did within that community in order to bring a lot of value, which maybe wasn't in the case of, of like viewership. Then again, like I had like the second or third biggest Warframe Twitch channel for like a couple of months, which was Warframe fan channels. But the thing is, like, I never knew whether they liked me or not. I never knew whenever I was engaging with these people, because sometimes they'd say thank you or they'd say, hey, good to see you, but I didn't know whether it was genuine or not. And that's weird. Like, I don't want to interact with people that are fake. I don't want to interact with people that say, oh man, you're so amazing. And then just like the next day, just completely don't know who you are. Or while they're saying that, don't know who we are. Like, that's fucking shit. It's like, if you don't know anything about me, or if you're not, like, just don't say it to me. Fuck it. So that is something which I really, really like dislike. Is like, there is a part of ignoring. But I mean, also the larger streamers would get ignored because I remember speaking with Rob, speaking with Brosteam, speaking with Mogamu at the time, and they would all be like, D never listens. I mean, they wouldn't listen to anyone. But the thing is, like, I never thought I was speaking to people. And sometimes you'd hear stories from other people, from good friends of mine, like Drew has been pretty close with the devs, and I was like, oh, they seem like really cool people. And like, I mean, there is one or two people who I got like decently along with, I was like, hey, that works. Like, okay, like, I can see how they can be good people, but like, just, So, that thing where it was like, you never knew, that was weird. I've always been told there's no friendship in business, so I have no problem with that. You're just sponsoring a chess game, as how dark that sounds. I think that can definitely be friendship in business, but there's two things you gotta watch out for. You can never be friends with business people. And secondly, you don't wanna, like, don't be friends, like, don't use friendship in business. Like, you should keep that separate. You can definitely be friends with other business people, but never, never, never be like, hey, can you do this because we're friends? You gotta fucking watch out with that. You gotta fucking watch out with it, because that will just get you negative things. Because if I say to you, hey, you have a business, you do something. Hey, Jen, I know that you do drawings. Like, you probably, like, you might take commissions. Hey, can you draw something for me? Hey, Jen, can you draw something for me? Can you draw something for me? And like, please, can you do it because I'm your friend? And when I say because I'm your friend, I mean to say, like, please give me a discount. Because, you know, I'm your friend. Please do whatever you would do normally. Maybe even better, because I'm your friend. And do that for like 10% of what you'd normally charge. Because, you know, I'm your friend. How does that make sense? How does that make sense that I want you to do something for me, which you'd normally do for like 100% rate, and now do it for 10% because I'm your friend? It makes no sense, because I would like you to succeed. But like, a lot of times people will say that. And then they will expect more. And then you're saying that, like, okay, well, fuck it. You know, he's my friend. I would do it for my friend. So why not fucking do it, right? Like, why not fucking do it? And you go ahead and do it. And you go ahead and, like do the thing. But, like, you're not going to be excited about it because you're going to do it for, like, 10% of what you normally get. Most likely, you're not even going to get anything out of it. And then you're probably going to do a great job at it because, you know, it's not really your primary focus. You're doing it for a friend. And, like, if you're doing something for a friend, like, and you're doing, like, if you compare it to, like, hey, this is a job I get paid for. This is something which I do for a friend. Then, like, I mean, the thing that gets you paid actually gets you food on the table. The thing that you do for a friend, you just do for a friend. So you put it off. That'll take longer. Then I'll be upset because, like, man, this is taking so long. I thought you'd get it done. Look at all the projects you did. It's like, well, you know, I got paid for it. But you're my friend. It just tends to fuck things up so much more if people tend to use friends or family in, like, this thing where it comes to it. So, like, yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't necessarily, like, don't let yourself be treated as a pawn either. That's what I say. Is like, you always got to be able to speak up. You always got to be able to see what it is. Don't let yourself be treated as a pawn, but at the same time, like, don't treat businesses and don't treat businesses as a friendship. And maybe, like, you're right. Parts of a machine that function to create one big thing. Company are like Succumbos that only take something from you, but they don't care about you. Interesting analogy. That's why you've got nothing but a powerful piece to achieve the goals of the player, but not oneself. Probably because you're told and followed by the rules. They prove more if your opponents take the red pill. Even still, I'm right. You, like, the thing that I find with a pawn's analogy is that there's things like the pawns kind of means like if someone's saying like you're just a pawn, it kind of assumes that like, hey, you're being controlled by everything. Like, no matter what kind of agency you think you don't have any of the agency. That agency does not exist to you, and if you think you had it, you don't, and you better stop trying to, like, have agency, because you're just a pawn. You don't have to worry about it. You're just going to be controlled exactly how other people want to, and you're probably going to be taken advantage of, because that's why people would control you. You're not going to get anything out of it. Enjoy the rest of your life, or you're just going to be controlled by people, and you won't have a say in it. Like, that sounds very, very bad. Like, that has that connotation. I do get what you mean, where it's like, it's not gonna be like a friendship, as I said. Like, it's not gonna be like, hey, I do something for you, and then the moment of need that, like, you need me sort of thing, or I need you sort of thing, like, you're gonna turn around and be there, because there's no incentive in that. However, I do think that pawns is a little bit, you know, you could say that, like, it would apply to some people. It would apply to many situations, actually. But I do think that it doesn't have to be the default. Because you can say no. You can say no to things. You can say, hey, I don't want that, or hey, this, like, yeah, no, but yeah. So, yeah. Never said you have to be. That's a choice. I did that once for a friend, then he lost my fucking respect and friendship. Yeah, making 90% of the art for free just because he was a friend. Accidentally paid for his meal one time and decided to not pay me back for that, and now we split ways while I copyrighted my shit. Yeah, dude. Like, as I say, like, this friend thing, like, do it for me because I'm your friend. Fuck that. I really fucking hate that. Don't do, stay away from that. And this thing when it comes to, like, being a player or being a pawn, at that time, I was a fucking pawn. And I acted like it. Because I set up an event for them. I set up, like, I prepared something, and I did that without them being involved. And I did that for nothing. That's bad. But you don't have to be a pawn. That's the thing. It's like, and I know that this might sound like, oh my god, it's kind of like a motivational speaker. It's like a TED Talk, which are most of the time quite garbage, actually. I don't like this motivational speaking stuff because it's kind of like, if you are a motivational speaker, when it comes to motivation, if you are a motivational speaker and that's your occupation, and you're going to tell people follow your dreams and achieve greatness, you can own the world, you can be richer than Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, who is not the richest man in the world, by just following whatever I say. It's like, well, then why are you still a motivational speaker? If you know the answers to the world, why are you still the motivational speaker? Why aren't you Jeff Bezos? Why aren't you Elon Musk? If you know all the answers. So, like, I always find that a little bit weird, because most of the time when people, like, say that they have advice, say that they know everything, they probably haven't really figured it out. Most of the time, the people that I've had in my life who said they had it all figured out, didn't have it all figured out. They just decided to go with some sort of, like, idea that they had, some sort of idea that seemed logic to them, logical to them. And they'd be like, okay, that's going to be my life philosophy. And they just followed that. And they would always follow that to a T. Even if everything would crumble down, they would say, like, yeah, let's go with this. So that is something where I'm like, wish I would up. What do I say? Oh yeah, pawn. That was the talk. I was talking about pawns. I was treated like a pawn back then, but I didn't have to be. So the way that I could have handled it differently, looking back, is first of all, I could have written up a contract. Like, I don't have to be controlled by them because I hold the power in that situation. If you think about it. So at that point, when they approached me, where they said, we have to do a charity fund, can you please help us out? I could have said no. I wouldn't have had to get involved, but I decided to do. And that means the moment I get involved, I could have asked them, like, hey, you know, if I'm going to do this, like, either compensate me for my time, or agree to these things, and let's put them in writing, and let's sign it, so that you calm back down, and I calm back down. Pretty much because it was just a verbal agreement. The moment that they backed down 15 minutes before it got started, I couldn't back down anymore, because I had, like, 30 people that were actually streaming, and I would have, like, a charity waiting for it, and I had people waiting for it. So that was, like, I couldn't back down anymore. But I could have, like, made sure beforehand that shit was fixed. But I didn't. And at the same time, like, over time, like, if you look back, like, there were a few, like, indications that things weren't going to go as right. And I should have stepped up and said, like, hey, this is not right. And I could have also stepped up at the end and been like, well, you know, if this is the way we're going to play, this is not the way we're going to play it. And now, of course, like, if I would have had to, like, cancel the stream sort of thing, like, that would have been really fucking bad. But at the same time, like, I also know that you make it worse in your mind. Is it an email? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. So basically, like, the way that this went is, I was contacted by someone, but I was contacted by another creator who said that two devs had a problem and they wanted to speak with me, and I was like in a couple of chat messages, and so then I was like, okay, what's going on? Then we got on a Discord call, and they explained that, like, basically there was a creator that decided to do a charity event. They contacted the charity and said, okay, in a couple of months I want to do a charity event for you in this game, and they were like, oh sweet, that is great, I would love to you guys do a charity event for us. And then he said, okay, well, I'll get you in touch with the game. So then he got this charity in touch with the game and said, okay, in October or something, November, we're going to do a charity event for you. Like, oh, that's awesome. Again, like, we're going to do this charity event with, with your games. Like, oh, that's awesome. And then he fucked up. Never to be seen again. So then this game got contacted by, like, the charity, where the charity said, well, you guys were going to do an event for us. Where is it happening? What is happening? And they lost contact with the guy that hooked them up. So now this game was like, oh shit, we gotta do a charity fund now because someone promised them to do a charity fund. The person that promised it was gone, but they have linked us up. Like, at that point, they could have also said, like, fuck it. Fuck you. No, we're not gonna do that. But they couldn't for some reason. So they explained that story to me. These devs and like this other person. They explained that story to me that like this is the way it happened. This is the reason why they're stuck with this right now, and they need someone to do it because the biggest update of the year is about to launch in a couple of months. We don't know exactly when, but it will launch soon, and we don't have the expertise or the thing to do it. You've done 3 of those already. Can't you do another one? And I was like, you know what? This was my mistake. I was like, sure, because I mean, I like you guys. We might have some differences, but I think that it's kind of like. I like the company, I like the game, like this place has given me a lot of good things, I've met a lot of cool people, and like, let me go do this. And I was like, okay, but, I'm not just gonna do it for nothing, because, not stupid, I may be a little naive, very naive, but I'm not stupid. I want, like, either we're gonna do this, like, I'm gonna get compensation for it, or you guys get involved, and we're gonna get it on your social media, we're gonna get all the shoutouts, we're gonna get all the, like, we're gonna get Desh to join in with every single thing. Let me guess, Warframe Talk? Yep. What's up, Region? And we're gonna get like this amount of support. So it's not gonna be like I do all the work. It's gonna be we do it together. And then there's also gonna be more benefit for people that join in. It's like, yeah, sure. They said that. I did not write it down. I did not like note down all the things, and they didn't sign. I was like, yeah, sure, because we talked about that on a Monday with them. Part of that is Warframe. So at that point, like. I should have written it down. I should have like sent a confirmation email. Like, hey, this is what we talked about. Could you please come back to me, say like that, and then like confirm it? Because basically, like the problem also was that we spoke with someone who wasn't completely in control. So they could say yes to everything, but then they would have to check with the higher up, and then they could have gone back with higher up. Like, yeah, that's not possible. Like someone like hosting and stuff didn't go on because oh yeah, the channel's busy. We heard the channel was busy, and the channel wasn't streaming for 8 hours straight. It's like great, perfect. So those are things where it's like I was naive. And I kind of let myself be played. And the fact that I'm still talking about it to this day mean that, like, that was bad. Because I shouldn't be talking about this anymore. I shouldn't be talking about this anymore because it's stupid. It is stupid. And if I want to solve it, I should fucking solve it. But, like, I don't know how to solve it. I mean, like, I could speak with them. But, I don't know. Like, I haven't spoken with them for 4 years. So, like, live and learn. That's true. So that's what I'm saying. Like, don't follow my example in that. Don't do what I did. Make sure that you always speak your truth. And make sure that you don't do things you don't want to. And make sure you just speak up. Don't just like, oh, it will be inconvenient. Oh, it will be inconvenient if I send an email. Or like, if I confirm it in writing. Oh, it will be inconvenient if I say like, hey, no, I'm not happy with this. It will be far more inconvenient if you don't do that. So, anyway, the thing that I'm looking forward to, the thing that I'm looking forward for right now is that I want to look back and I want to try and like build up a creator program on my own. Like that's not gonna be like it's just gonna be a section in the Discord where creators can like talk about things. I want to make resources. I want to share my knowledge, which I have about like the 5 years that I've done this, like everything I know, everything that I've done with Twitch streaming and YouTube, and I want to see if I can help people out. I want to see if I can like help people out that are maybe in my position, which are like, hey, I want to do content creation, but I don't necessarily know what to do yet. Maybe in content creation, it's not really working out for me. I am maybe in content creation, but I really don't know who, like, I'd love to speak with creators, but everyone that I watch is way too big. I can't reach out to them. They'll never speak to me. And who am I going to talk to? I want to create that place because I would love to have such a place, and I don't anymore. So I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to work, but I hate just sitting and complaining. And to be honest, like, the reason I haven't tried before is because I thought my mistake, my biggest flaw was that I cheated. Because when I did those events, when I started doing those events, my channel had like 40 subscribers on YouTube. Twitch was non-existent. And when I did that, I was like, fuck it, man. Like, you know, I'm now in contact with some of the YouTubers I used to watch. I'm now in contact with a developer. And like, there are far more people who have about 400 or 500 or 1,000 like followers on YouTube who are not in this partner program, who are not in contact with these people, who are not like over at TennoCon, who probably would love to be. And I'm here, but I can only get like 40 subscribers and stuff. That is like, that doesn't feel right. I mean, I did those events, but I mean, like, I didn't upload every single day. And then when the friends that I made, or the friends that I made at that time, decided to move on with sponsorships or other games, and I couldn't keep up because my channel wasn't big enough, I wasn't doing, like, I wasn't really a YouTuber at that time, because, I mean, like, I wasn't really making all that much content. It's like, then I really learned that, like, well, fuck, man. It's like, you know, you kind of did it under false pretenses, you know? You went out, and you were a little bit of a YouTuber, like, but you weren't really, you know? You didn't put in your time. So I thought that my biggest mistake was that I cheated. I didn't put in my time. I should go back and fucking put in my time. That has been like my focus of the last couple of years. Put in my time. Take put in my time for the time that I cheated on. But I've done that over the last couple of months, last couple of like 3 years or something, and it hasn't really worked out. In the sense of, I really, really enjoy the community we have. Like, there are really, really good things. Number one, like, the community is like the best thing ever. I think that regardless of what has come out of this, I think that the community feeling that we have is way better than I've seen in any other channel. I think that the way that we interact with each other, the way that we play games, the way that we do Among Us, the way that we chill in Discord, just the way that this thing works out is way better than I've seen it anywhere else. Because it's not about giveaways. It is not about, oh, well, what are we playing today? Oh, what are we doing? Oh, you're playing this. I fucking hate this. Fuck this. It's not about, oh, yeah, hey, I want to sell you sponsorships. Oh, hey, I want to give you this. It's just like, we're just chilling here. We're playing some games which we think are cool. And we're also talking about things that whatever, like, comes to mind. So I really fucking like that. I really, really like this community. And that's, like, one of the better things that has come out of it. But over time, ever since I've left Warframe, like, the numbers haven't grown. We haven't really fallen, like, we tend to fall off a little bit sometimes. Because people that tune in for, like, the Warframe stuff tune out, which is unfortunate. But I haven't met any other creators since. I haven't really gotten in touch with other people that do the same thing I do. And it's a bit weird where, like, you could ask the questions like, okay, so why do you care about growth if you say you don't care about money? And why do you care about, like, meeting other creators if you say you don't, that you have a really great community, you love the community? It's like, first of all, it's like, whenever you do something and whenever you put in like a lot of time into things like setting up this overlay and setting up like the music and all that sort of stuff, a lot of time goes in there, and streaming as well. I mean, like, because many hours I've streamed. Last year I streamed like 380 hours or something. It's like, that's a lot of time in which I could have done anything else, but I really love this. I really like doing this. But if you put a lot of time in it, you would like to see it grow. So it's not about, I'm not happy with where we are. I'm not happy with like I'm really happy with like the way that we have the community. I'm quite happy with like the way that streams go and like we have some interaction. I love it. But at the same time, it would be great if you see growth. It would be great if you like see your follower line go up. It would be great if you see like your viewership numbers go up. It would be great if at some point after like 5 years of doing Twitch, you would see like a Twitch partner icon or something. Like, I'd be lying if I said that like that I didn't care about. Oh, I really don't give a shit about partners. Like, well, maybe I do, because I wouldn't have like transcoders to worry about. But at the same time, like, there are a bunch of people who have gotten partner where I'm like, well, I think I'm probably doing like a little bit better. But I mean, like it's weird to say, right? But I mean, those are things where it's like not having that growth, even though like I don't necessarily care about the monetary side of things. It's just weird if you put a lot of time in it, like it doesn't things don't improve. And secondly, like, there is a difference. There's always going to be a difference, and that's also what I say with relationships through this stream. And that's also something which I want to emphasize. I want to treat the stream, as I've said before, as though we're hanging out as friends, which is very important. There's a very, very, very important word, which is as though, which means that I really appreciate you guys, and a lot of you guys have some of you like are joining for the first time, and I'm getting like to know you a little bit, but I barely know you. Some of you are returning, and I'm getting to know you more and more, and some of you like are really good acquaintances, where like I've known you for a lot of times. Like we talk in Discord sometimes. So that like there is different gradations, but the thing is that I think it's really tough. Like, I don't really want to get into the point where I'm like, oh yeah, we're the best of friends because like I know you through the chat. Like, I don't want to get to those words, because to me, like, the best of friends or friends in general like means something different. It means like where we both like share the same like we're both equally invested in each other, sort of thing. So that like I want to see you do as best as you can, and you want to see me do as best as I can, and we know each other for like a lot of shared experiences, sort of thing. That's not entirely the definition, but that's the thing where it's a lot of you guys, I know who you are. I don't know. I've never seen your face. I've never talked to you in person. I don't know. I know you very surface level, sort of thing. I know you. I might know what you've kind of done like last week. I've kind of know what your opinion is maybe on like a game or what games you've played. But there's not a lot of know about you. The same with me. It's like you see me for like 2 hours a day, on a stream if you watch every stream, and I engage in some certain ways. But I mean, you've never seen me engage in Dutch for a matter of fact, because I always do streams in English. You don't see me whenever like I'm off stream sort of thing. Love me, I want your love and affection. Parasocial people be like, yep. So that's the thing where it's like I don't want to have the delusion where you think like, oh, I'm your best friend. I and therefore I'm expecting you to act like a friend, and therefore I'm like no, that doesn't work. So I want to make that distinction. And there's, let's see how I got to that. And likewise, because like where was I going with this line? I think that likewise there's also there's always going to be a difference in the relationship of streamer and a viewer, rather than if we meet in person, or if we meet not as like a streamer viewer thing. I want to lower that threshold as much as possible, because I think it's ridiculous. I don't like this idea where I am supposed to ignore your chat messages and you're supposed to like worship me for all eternity because I'm a streamer and you're the audience and I should just sell you things and you should just buy everything I say. Like, I think that's ridiculous. Even if that would be remotely true, it would be boring as fuck, because I want to engage with people and talk with them, like, just on like the same level, because why wouldn't you? Like, I don't want to explain things to people, and I don't want to be explained to. I want to have a conversation and like see, like, hey, I have a worldview, you have a worldview. Let's see where do they collide. Hey, I may have some interesting things in my life that you don't know about. Maybe you have some interesting things in your life that I don't know about, and we can figure it out. People be on some freaky stuff. Yeah, people be freaky, man. So that is something where viewer streamer relations is always different than like regular relationship, and like that also accounts for creator to creator. Like, one of the things which I really enjoyed, for like I said this before, what I really enjoyed about doing the weekly Warframe show with Joey, the Joey Silver Warframe show, was that every single week I would create a piece of content for another YouTuber's channel, where like it would be a weekly show or monthly show where we would put in short videos, and these videos would be put together and it would be like a big Warframe show. And it was a lot of fun, because this was a time where like every single week we would then also speak with each other, and like I would kind of be able to compete with Joey. I'd be like, oh, let me try and you know outdo him. Let me try and see what he did last time. Let me try and do that again. Or I would call him and be like, hey dude, what did you do here? Or like, how did you create this thing? Or like he would call me and be like, how did you do this thing? And we would like share ideas and share like, oh, I'm creating my video like this, or I'm doing this in After Effects, I'm doing this and that in Premiere Pro, and that is amazing. Like, that is something which I love, because this is one of my biggest like issues with YouTube, is that it's gotten so much about money, and I love that there is a future in this. If you're successful, that you can make a lot of money, because that's good. I mean, like, if I could get there, then at least I can make my career of it, and like I would want nothing more than that. However, because of that, and because of what I said all the way at the back, that this is so much about personal relations. Like, because it's about personality, it also comes down to the personal relationship you have. Like, the personal relations have become business, and that should not mix. You shouldn't, like, for fuck's sake, I was doing academia, I mean, like, I'm doing studies right now in university, and I was, like, reaching out to one of the top experts in the field that we were doing research in, okay? And we sent a message, and within, like an hour or two, we get a message back, like, yeah, sure, let's do an interview. Like, I would never have that. I never fucking have that with any creator, because that is all business. If you talk to other creators, that's business. That is collaborating. That is, you know, sharing your platform. Like, fuck that. I just want to talk to people that like making videos. And I don't even know whether half the people here like what they do. Because what you also have is people that just don't give a shit about making streams. They just don't give a shit about making videos. They just don't care because they just want to make all the money. They just want to be like PewDiePie and get filthy rich. It's like, sure. Fuck. So yeah, that's kind of the thing. So yeah, listen, Dick Biscuit, I'm not all 18 plus, and see where you tick. Jen is actually rather sensible. He's got like 2 amazing dogs. So we're your chat, we're your audience. We are here because we like to interact with you for entertainment of our boring lives. And you're here to engage with my boring life, where I, instead of just sitting here and just sitting in this room all by myself, I can listen about like what's going on in Brazil. I can listen about like there are 2 places in Brazil that are called the same, and one is in the north and one is in the south. And it's like, that is amazing, because I can just tell someone I'm in this place and they'll drive all the way down the country, which is massive. It's not like the Netherlands. Like, Brazil's not like Netherlands, it's fucking big. So like, if you're in the south and you're wrong, you've driven the wrong way around, and like you'll call me up and you're like, yeah, I'm in this place, and like I'm where are you? It's like, well, like I can laugh at you. I can laugh at you because like, now you have to like drive another fucking hours and hours before you get to me. Like, that's funny. And like, I wouldn't have known that if I just sat here by myself. So, like, I again, I love that. I really fucking love that. But yeah, so that is something which I don't know how to fix. I thought I could fix by just doing my best, but just like making videos, making content, and just doing my time, which I cheated on before. And then people would get to me again, just like they did with Warframe, but that didn't happen. So now I'm gonna see if I can try and make it myself by creating a space which hopefully, like, creating a space which I would love to have. And I don't know if it's gonna work. I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue. It's gonna be kind of like the start of like the way that I started YouTube again. That doesn't mean that I'm not gonna be doing like gaming stuff anymore, because like 100% I'm gonna be doing gaming stuff. Like I fucking love that. I think it's great. But yeah. Let's see. Not hours, it's days of drive or weeks by foot. God damn, dude! Oh my god, that is insane. That is absolutely insane. Also, Retro, you might have like a wrong idea of Jin. I don't think Jin is that much of a horn dog. I think there are way more hornier people here. So that is something where it's watch out with what you call him. Watch out with what you call him. This is good old Jin, man. It's good old Jin. Actually, Jen, well, like, what was your followers again? Like 3 years or 4 years or something? Like, it's insane. Jen has been around with the channel for so fucking long. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely fucking insane. Appreciate you, man. Jen has the wrong idea of me, I swear. Dude, you're the one that's telling him to, like, tone down the horny, even though he's, oh, I mean, he said dick biscuit, but, you know. You know. So yeah. Anyway, that was actually kind of what I was feeling like. Oh fuck, I should just toss that away. Please don't fall down. Sometimes I toss that ball all the way there, right? And it doesn't just like stay there, it just like pops around and makes a lot of noise, even though I just wanted to like go there and not move. Because something's just in the way. And the reason why it's in the way is because I have this weird thing where I want to, and I'm doing it again, I always want to hold something. Yeah, I've been around for quite some time. Oh man, oh man, oh man. That has been crazy, man. That has been absolutely crazy. So, I still fucking love it. I really enjoy doing this thing. Like, I could not imagine life without stream. I couldn't imagine life without YouTube, because it just adds so much. I love it. I really do. I really fucking do. But then again, I also hate that I like it, because, yeah. I mean, one weird thing is, so I've started university this year. And, like, I'm doing that to the side of, like, doing this as well. And I kind of started it because then I wouldn't have to worry so much about the growth of the channel, because I'm going to send my drawing picture out now. I'll be back. Ooh, sweet. So I started university because I wanted to expand my horizons as well. But at the same time, I also wanted to have, like, a bit of, like, a backup where, like, hey, if I lose followers, if I lose subscribers or whatever, it's not going to be the end of the world for me, because I'm following another path sort of thing. And I like what I do. I like artificial intelligence. I'm doing that right now. And, like, I think it's interesting. I think it's cool. And honestly, like, I'm not doing too bad at it. Like, I never discuss grades because I don't think it's interesting. But pretty much doing, like, getting top grades. And I like that. But I don't care. And that's the weird thing. Like, I recently got, like, what is it? Like, I closed the subject with like a 9.4 out of 10, where probably some people have done worse. I was like, oh, that's fine. But I didn't care. And then, like, I like it. Like I don't dislike the studies, but I really love this. And, like, I fucking wish that I could get the same enjoyment out of that as I get out of this. Because then I won't have to worry about speaking with people, because I would have classmates. I wouldn't have to worry about, like, getting in touch with experts in the field, like I want to do here with other creators, because I could just get in touch with experts in the field. Like, look at that, we just, like, reached out to someone, he responded in 2 hours. So I fucking love this. I don't want to do without it, but I also fucking hate that I like it, because it's a shit community if you, like, not community, it's a shit career path if you want to get in touch with other people that do the same thing. And I don't know if that's going to change if I get bigger. I don't know if that's going to change over time. The only thing I can try is, like, create a space akin to what I might want to have. And then we'll see. So, anyway, that's all I want to say about that, because otherwise I'm going to linger on to this topic too much. If anyone wants to, like, bring up their own topic, or if anyone has any questions or anything, I don't know. Like, it seems like we've done a 2-hour just chatting stream. I think we've kind of come down to this. So, that is something. That is something indeed. I'm going to put on a hat, though, because... Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Long hair. It's like the corona hair, man. It's like, y'all have that too? Like, does anyone, like, do you guys still have, like, hairdressers open? Or, like, are they shut down too? Because, like, at my place, like, hairdressers are shut down. I know I could shave it. I could just, like, get, like, a buzzer and just, like, do a buzz cut. But I also feel like, I mean, like, if it's gonna be corona time, if it's gonna be a time where hairdressers are just shut, I might as well let it grow out, because number one, it's funny. And number two, it's like, I mean, it's corona time, so it must be, like, signify the times, right? And there are like it's funny because I haven't had it this long in like a long time. There are like really old pictures of me where like I would have it here or even lower. But there are pits where I'm like, looking like that. Oh, we do it because I have a private hairdresser. Oh, dude, you're lucky. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I was about to say if you see other people, but I mean, duh, if you see other people. If you see other people, then you wouldn't be the only one with like with the good hair. I had afro bangs once. Damn, dude. So like this is the time where you can get experimental with your haircut because you could just blame it on Corona if people don't like it, or you could just like experiment with it and no one's gonna see you anyway. And then like if you like what you have, you just like keep it that way forever until like the next pandemic. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm excited for tomorrow's Friendcast though. I'm really curious too. Oh, Xandy's gonna like it. I was farming a second ahead last year. Damn! Some shops are still open in Sweden though. Like, okay, so actually, like, how is Sweden? Because I know at the start of the pandemic thing, like, Sweden was one of the most open countries compared to its neighboring countries and the rest of the world, maybe. They didn't really go that hard down on lockdowns and shit. So, like, how is the situation now? Because right now, like, today we heard we're gonna have a curfew. We're not gonna be allowed to go outside past 8 p.m. or something, 8:30 p.m. until like early in the morning. If you are outside, you will be put in prison or get a fine. So that is weird. We're kind of like jailed right now in this country. We're also like borders are closed and everything is closed basically. So it has gotten worse this year. I mean, I can imagine. I mean, it's gotten tighter here too. Fuck, retro, dude, that looks fantastic. Yes, posted in the server, dude. For fuck's sake, how? What the? Dude. Damn. Damn, boy, I'm jealous. That is some pretty damn good work. That is some very, 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 very damn good work. Please post it in the server so people can see it because I think it's fantastic. It looks really good. Did you draw that by hand? Did you draw that by hand? Because it looks like it looks like you've taken a picture or something, but like that is crazy. Dude, I like it. I like it a lot. Good work. Good fucking work. I hope you're watching the stream. If you're not, I'll say it here. We'll be allowed to be outside, but we have gotten strict rules. Oh man, we're hopefully in the final stretch. I hope that by summer it will be over with like vaccines and shit. I can't fucking wait for this to be done. But yeah, I don't know if Retro sold out. Let me just go clip that. So I can send out Oh, there you go. The only thing not drawn by hand is the basic eye shape. Everything else is drawn by it's hand drawn. Damn, dude. That is so cool. It will take some time to get back to normal after this, for sure, for sure, for sure. I think like the vaccination is gonna take a long time. Like rolling that out worldwide, and once that's rolled out worldwide, it's also gonna take a long time before we can finally get back to people just being like, oh, okay, chill, we're happy to get out. We're happy to go out again. We'll be relaxed, that sort of thing. But yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I do think in this current situation it is the right thing to do. But like there, yeah, it's portraits save you from drawing hands at times. Oh man. I mean, I just like to create like things in the mist, so I can just say like, oh, it's super misty, you don't see anything, and the vaccine doesn't backfire. I got faith that it doesn't. I quite trust it. I'm kind of like, I mean, like when I was young, I would go like get a shot, like get your flu shot or something, and then we get like a piece of candy or you get like a toy. So I'm really looking forward to it because I get a piece of candy or get like a toy. Like I'm waiting for my present that I get. So, let's see. No, this was to plan the facial features. This will eventually be a 3D model, dude. That is so cool. You should actually speak with Steph because Steph does a lot of like 3D Blender stuff. Maybe he can help you out. Like that would be pretty cool. See, like seriously, I love this shit. I really, really, really fucking love this shit. I really love that y'all are like fucking creative and oh, so talented, dude. I wish I could draw that well. I wish I could draw that well. My drawings suck. But like this is a fantastic. This is like dude, I love that. I really fucking love that. And that's something. Don't forget to draw the concept. So this is something which I really, really love. What I say about this community is like there's like many communities out there which are far bigger or you know or we're good, but like a lot like I can't imagine that you base your stream off of like giveaways, and then because you base it off of giveaways, you don't get to know like what's going on with the people in there. It's like, oh yeah, they're just viewers. I don't know what they're thinking. Oh, they probably hate me. Oh no, they're just people. Yeah, no, they watch me. Oh yeah, no, I sold so many things to them. I sold so many fucking things to them. It's like, fuck yeah. No. Just look at how good, like engage with them as people. Meet them. Get to know what they do. Because they do some really interesting things. They're fucking interesting people. Maybe even more interesting than you. And they make some really damn good work. Drawing its whole techniques. The next steps I have to do is full body, then a front, and a portrait of the face. This was just a concept. Dude, for a concept, this is really good work. It's like, draw us every enemy. Techniques, knowledge, and skill to art. Actually, an interesting thing though. Is like, I do want to make a correction to that. Is that a lot of times it also comes down to like how much experience you have, and you can pretty much do anything if you set your mind to it. So I think that I could probably get decent at drawing if I set my mind to it, and if I decided to do it. Because one of the like a couple of the interesting things are, when I was like a really young kid, like I had some problems where I had to be in the hospital for a bit. And due to these problems, I wasn't really like the most active kid. I wasn't really the most in shape, and I didn't really have a lot of social contacts, and I didn't really think I was that creative. I did do a bit of writing, but I never really did a lot of like, I wouldn't consider myself creative, and I didn't really consider myself sporty or athletic. And then I decided to go out and do swimming at like a high level because the circumstances got that way, and I thought it was an interesting thing to pursue. And because I started to pursue that, I started training 20 hours a week, which I still do to this day, and I get to meet a bunch of cool people, and all of a sudden I was a sporty kid in class. I was the one that people would talk about. Oh yeah, he's swimming. Oh yeah, he's like a Dutch champion. Oh yeah, he's amazing. Ooh, it's like I was like fuck. I thought I wasn't sporty. I like kids would run around and play tag, and I would be out of breath if I would run like a bit. So I was like, wow. Now all of a sudden like I could outrun everyone. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. That is insane. That is crazy. Just because I decided, let me go and do some swimming. Let me just go and do some swimming. Do some more swimming than I normally would. Fuck yeah, I was like, wow. And now I still do it to this day. Like, I feel like I've incorporated that part into my life. But I was like, wow, I don't really feel like I'm very creative. Because, like, I'm sporty. I might be a little, like, smart in the sense of, like, I can do university. But creativity, drawing, I don't know. And I started doing, like, YouTube videos. At first, they were very simple, just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to answer your question videos. And then they got more artsy sort of thing. Like, and all of a sudden, I was like, well, maybe I'm creative. Maybe I'm a creative person. It's like, I mean, you call yourself a creator. I wouldn't even say, like, I'm creative. But I know about content creation. I know my way a little bit about Photoshop to make thumbnails and make things. And I like doing that. And I also got to meet more people and be more social with them. So, techniques, knowledge, and skill to art. I could teach you all how to on Photoshop. I'm still learning. Dude, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. So yeah, I'll stick to crowds. I thank you though. See, it's a shame I'm terrible at coloring. I would like to make it my profile picture. I mean, what we like what you could do a retro, is see if anyone has ideas for colors. Ask around if everyone's like good at colors. I mean, like basically, we could take this and we could take it into Photoshop if we want to, and we could mess around with colors. So. There is plenty of things which we can do if we work together. So, yeah. Let's see. In high school, in my art class, we had an assignment to try and copy one of 4 drawings. On the day they were due, I was getting a bunch of compliments about how mine was so much better than everyone else's. But the reason wasn't that I was good. It was because I spent like 20 hours on it. Damn, dude. But, like, that's the thing. It's, like, a lot of time it just comes to, like, how much ever you put into it and whether you set your mind to it. Like, there is a bit of talent. There's always a bit of talent. There's going to be people who are going to be more talented than others in some things. But a lot of times it comes down to minor differences in how much better you are. Because it always comes down to, like, how much time do you put into? If you're more talented, or if you're smarter, or if you're more, like, all these things which people ascribe. Like, you might have a leg up. But that doesn't mean that you'll always, like, they'll always be someone that puts in a lot of time. And I think that especially, like, I don't know how much, like, how true I am on these things. But the thing which I find is that as people get older, people say, oh, you can't learn as much. Oh, you're not as creative. Or, oh, yeah, I mean, you're not as malleable as a kid. Like, oh, yeah, now I'm old. You know, I'm kind of, like, sad. Like, I can't really learn anything. You know, like, I think that's bullshit. I think the thing that happens is when you, first of all, the thing that happens is when you're a kid, everyone, like, brings everything to you. Like, everyone comes around. When you're a kid, it's like, someone just hands you a guitar. Someone hands you, like a piece of paper, like, go draw something. Someone hands you, like, you know, people hand you all sorts of things. School hands you all sorts of things for you to do. And I think that's because we don't know what a child can do. We don't know how, like, what will be their thing. So we see them as the potential of the world, and we see them, like, if we like making videos, if we like playing game music, or if we like drawing, or if we like doing things, we see that kid as the potential that kid can become the greatest musician in the world if we introduce them to it. So we introduce them to everything. And school does that too. Like, we don't know yet whether you're going to be the most brilliant professor in the world, so we're just going to introduce you to everything. We're going to introduce you to math, we're going to introduce you to, like, language, history, economics, all these sorts of things. So first of all, you're being introduced to a lot of things. Like, when was the last time someone came up to you and said, like, hey, do you want to go painting? Oh, hey, do you want to go, like, make a sculpture? It's like, when was the last time someone came up to, like, except for, like, when sculpting is something that you do on the regular. But for those of you who, like, don't do sculpting as a hobby, when was the last time someone came up and, like, let's go make a sculpture, let's go finger paint, let's go and, what else? Let's go write a poem. Let's go and, like, discover about 15th century history. When was the last time someone said that and, like, invited you to do it? It's like, probably like a long time ago. Probably the last time was in school. Or last time was, like, when you were a kid, that your uncle was like, hey, I really like this, I really like doing this, I'm really interested in, like, repairing motorcycles. You want to help me repair a motorcycle? It's like, when was the last time that happened? So first of all, you're introduced to a lot of things, and secondly, when you're a kid, you're also in this, like, group of people who are, like, around the same level as you, maybe a little bit better. So when you're a kid, it's like, there's very little difference between you and the kids around you because you're very young, you haven't experienced all that much, and most of the time, like, especially when you're in school, you've experienced the same school, you've experienced the same class, and you're kind of from the same area, so you've kind of grown up for the same things. The older you get, you know, the more different you'll be for other people. Like, there is not a lot of 23-year-olds who have gone through, like, the school system that I have for primary high for the same primary school, the same high school, then have gone through 1.5 years of university, then dropped out to, like, do Warframe videos, and then started doing, like, and then kept on doing, like, Twitch streams, and then started doing AI in, like, a university. It's like, there's probably no other 23-year-old that's done that. Probably I'm going to be the only one. So there's not really anyone that I could really compare myself to. Whereas, like, if you're a kid, there's a lot of people you compare yourself to, and they're also like tiny little bits better. Because, like, if you're 5 and you're better at running, like, you're probably going to be, like, a little bit more talented, but, like, you're just going to be just a bit more talented because you're not going to be training for 40 to 60 hours a week in running. And now you haven't done that for years. But if you're, like, 20, like, someone is good at running, that's training for the Olympics, like, they've been training for years. So, you know, the difference is bigger. But I still think that should not be an excuse, that, like, you shouldn't try something else when you get older. Because I think there's definitely, like, potential. Just set your mind to it. And you can try it. You can try and do it. I think it's fun. So, yeah. Let's see. I'll have to do the same thing I did for drawing it. I'll know what colors I want. It's just a matter of making it look good, since I haven't practiced coloring for a long time. Okay, so then scan it to Krita, make an extra copy of the drawing, and clip mask to it. This will help you color in the lines. I'll have to learn how to do that first. Look up how to clip mask in Krita, or I could finally sleep. You should probably go and sleep, man. You should probably go and sleep. And, like, just, like, there will probably be, like, some sort of YouTube tutorial. I've not used Krita before. I use Photoshop myself. But, like, there will probably be some sort of YouTube tutorial on, like, how to do these things. And that's also a thing, like, step by step. So try your hand at things. Like, put your time into it. You'll get better at it as long as you put your mind to it. You can do pretty much anything. And also make sure you build it out, sort of thing. You like, you don't want to do everything at once. You just want to, like, let's say you want to color it in, like Retro just says, like, I kind of want to color it in. It's like, but I don't know how to do it. It's like, well, you know, what Retro says, well, what Jen says, like, well, like, scan it in. It's like, I don't know how to do it. Well, like, okay, let's just first start, like, let's see if we can scan it in. Let's see if we can, like, find a tutorial. If we can find a tutorial on how to do it, can we follow that tutorial? Is that a good tutorial that can, like, learn us how to scan it in? It's like, you did that. That's one step of the way. So, I like that. I like that stuff. Anyway. Anything we still want to talk about? Or do we want to go over to, Hadrooksit? Because Connor is streaming now! I'm watching his stream right here. He's doing Gunshin. So I kind of want to rate him. I kind of want to go over to him because I haven't spoken to him in a while. He's a really cool guy. He's like one of those few people on like the YouTube side of things who I just got to know as a person, and I just like interact with him because like I liked him. He's like he's a really cool guy. I want to meet more Connors. I want to meet more Hydroxids. So I can't sing. I'm sorry about that. I would love to take singing classes, but it's not something I'm going to try in my room because, I mean, it's not like I live in a remote area where no one's going to hear it. I would love to try it because I think singing is like, music is really cool, but I don't know shit about singing, so I'm sorry I can't sing. So anyway, let's go raid Hydroxide. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Today was a bit of a weird stream. I didn't have really have access to my computer here, so that made it a bit weird. But we had some good conversations, and I hope that actually, like, I don't know if they were good. I hope that they were good. I hope you enjoyed them. And I hope some ideas were useful or not, or whatever. I also like having just chatting streams, like talking about fan subs and all that sort of thing. So, hey, see you around. Say hi to Hydroxide. Doing Genshin. I like Genshin too. Again, yo, what's up? New here. Oh man, dude, no, just turning in at the end. No, how's it going, man? How are you doing? We're just about a really good friend of mine. But I hope you're doing well, man. I hope everything is alright. Hope your Wednesday's going alright. And I'm sorry we didn't get to say hi. Oh, thank you so much for that follow. We'll be tomorrow. We have a podcast, so I won't be able to say too much during the podcast, but I'll be able to like Friday or something. We'll get to know each other better. We'll get to know each other better next time. Thank you so much for that follow. And no, next time we'll be on. We won't be ending the stream now. All right, so I said bye everyone.